All right, good to see you or listen or be here. What I'm telling you is this. I got an exciting show coming up. I will be in Las Vegas January 31st and February 1st at the Mirage Hotel and Casino, and you can get tickets theovon.com/tour. Also coming up, I have a show in Toronto, England, Scotland, Norway, Amsterdam, somewhere else as well. All of those tickets available, theovon.com/tour. Today's guest is a vibrant man, a real, he's as Arkansas as you can get. He's rising in the ranks of MMA. And I'm just really honored to have him on here today. He's very inspirational. Today's guest is none other than Thug Nasty, Bryce Mitchell. Shine that light on me. I'll sit and tell you my stories. Shine that light on me. I'll sit and tell you my stories. And then we do another podcast in here called Penny to Sing. And that's just with Brendan Schaub. You know, he does like a lot of UFC stuff.
Yeah, I've seen some of his stuff.
He used to fight.
You fuck with the Pedialytes?
Hell yeah,
I
dude.
love them. I like the purple.
Do you?
You had the purple?
I've had the purple a lot, yeah.
That's the only one I fuck with.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. Why, you think they taste different?
Yeah, they're just the best.
Yeah.
The purple is the best.
Yeah, if I can feel it. Dude, my problem is sometimes I used to do so many of them, dude, I wouldn't want to eat dinner. That's what.
Well, they're expensive. That's why I don't drink them. Because, like, they're so damn expensive. I'll go get some Gatorade powder.
And mix it?
And do the Gatorade powder. That's cheaper.
Yeah.
But, like, if I got to weigh in, that's a big event. I don't mind dropping $6 on a Pedialyte if I need it.
For that weigh-in, yeah.
For that weigh-in, that's some real shit.
Yeah. Well, dude, we could break a couple over for the episode, I think.
He only fucks with purple. Don't you listen to me?
I try the blue. You know what happened last time I seen somebody do the blue? They throw up everywhere.
Oh, this is beautiful. Couple of
I'll tell you what happened. Is my buddy, right?
Okay.
I told him, I said, can you watch my Pedialyte? Because it need to be, I like to drink them frozen. And he said,
what do you mean you keep them in the freezer for a while before you what?
Before I weigh in, I like to drink them cold, like, because when your throat gets all dry, it just feels good to drink something cold, you know?
So right after the weigh-in, that's when you'll have one?
Right.
Yeah.
Right after the weigh-in. First thing when I get off the scale. Well, my buddy, he was supposed to be watching mine. And he puts them in the freezer. And we got a fight coming up, or weigh-in coming up in 3 hours. Thing's fucking frozen solid. Solid frozen. So on the way to the fight, I got mine between my legs, just right up on my nuts, just warming it up, just melting it.
That body heat.
Body heat.
Yeah.
And just give you something, you know, cool you off. So it,
that's true.
Well, he took his and put it in the microwave. And he said, you know, I seen him, he put mine in the microwave for like 30 seconds. And I walked in, I said, what are you doing? You can't microwave that shit. It's plastic. It'll fucking melt the plastic. He said, no, it's fine. I took mine out and I said, you know, you can have yours. And he had a blue one. Yeah. And he put his in the fucking microwave for about 2-3 minutes till it thawed out. And he drunk it right when he get off the scale. Dude, he threw up everywhere. Oh. It's because of that plastic. He melted the fucking plastic.
That's probably true, huh? That probably put like a chemical or something.
I can't prove it, but I just know that's he fucked up.
Bro.
Oh, you take here's how you work these, bro. You just take the cap. Oh, never mind. Usually you take the cap, like mine's got the thing. Oh, it's on the top right there. See? Yeah. And you just...
Yeah, I don't have that.
You just twist that son of a bitch, yeah.
You got that thing. That's full throttle. Let me borrow that top.
Yeah, it's a little secret right there.
You could probably...
So, now see...
Skin a fish with that. There we go.
Most of them are supposed to have it like that. If not, something's fucking...
Brother. Yeah, man.
The blue ain't bad. It really ain't. But like I said, it's got bad juju. I only fuck with purple. I seen my buddy drink a blue. Sick as a dog, man. He fought like shit the next day, too. He was good in the first round.
Was he?
Then the fight kept going, starts getting a little bit gassed.
And that's it. Yeah.
And that was it, yeah.
Well, yeah, let me, cheers, brother. Welcome, man.
Yeah, hell yeah, brother. Thank you for having me, man.
Happy to see you, man.
Do you know what the date is today? It's 12 something.
I usually pick the 16th. I go right in the middle, bro. I just guess.
Fuck it.
That's what I do.
At least a night.
God, man, any excuse to crack open a damn Pedia like this shit.
Yeah, I like it.
Every time I see a baby, I know what they're fucking been up to, you know? And you got a water right there, too, I think.
I'll just drink on this the whole time, bro. I love these Pedialytes.
Gang, man. Bryce Mitchell. How was that flight, man?
I don't like flying.
Really?
I wore my boots for the flight.
Yeah? The whole time you take them off while you're on the plane?
No, hell no. I leave them boots on. You know why I wear my boots on a plane?
Hold on, let me think for a second. Nuh-uh.
Right when I get on, I'm looking for terrorists.
Really?
Always assume there's about 4 of them.
Yeah.
You know, and if there's 4 of them, you know how they operate, right? There's going to be 2 sleepers. So I'm looking for the 4 ones that are going to pop up.
Yeah.
Those are the motherfuckers I'm dropping first. You know what I'm saying? And the most that can attack you, even if there's 4 of them on a plane, only 2 can attack you. 1 in the front, 1 in the back. I got a pair of boots. I'm going boom right to the nuts.
Right to the
You know what I'm saying? Boom right to the nuts. Boom, boom. Turn around. Taking out another one. I'm going to start stomping on their heads and shit. And then I'm looking for the sleepers.
Oh, yeah.
So
the sleepers, but how many more do you think that they would have?
at least 2 sleepers.
Yeah.
If they know what they're doing. If not, there's some rookies. I'm going to fuck them up anyways.
Yeah,
you know?
if not, this is Bush League terrorism.
Yeah.
This is if not, this is a small time outfit, you know? It's probably just some fucking fellas out of Jackson, you know? It's probably just some guys that went to USM, you know?
Yeah.
That's probably all it is.
I'm ready for the real shit.
Yeah. Dude, I think about that sometimes. A buddy of mine reported a guy on his flight who seemed like sketchy, you know? And the whole time the flight attendant's like watching this guy, and I think it was just like a sweaty guy. You know?
Just look real fidgety.
Yeah.
I keep my eyes on them, yeah.
Yeah.
Those could be your sleepers right there.
Yeah,
You know,
I love that,
they might not stand up first, but you know they're back there just geeking. They're just
They're ready.
Yeah.
They're just back there sharpening their fuses.
Yeah, they got their little shanks and shit. That's where I got my boots on, buddy.
I love it, man. Was it nerve-wracking? This is your first time to Los Angeles?
Yes, sir.
That's awesome.
Well, I've actually stopped at the airport before because my mom, she took me to Hawaii one time, me and my sister, and we stopped at L.A. and then flew to Hawaii. But this is my first time, like, getting out, walking around and stuff. I really like the sushi.
Yeah?
Got good sushi.
You went and had some, huh?
Yeah, twice already.
Damn, bruh. You
I like
fucking
some sushi.
branching out.
Yeah, I know, man.
They're not going to recognize you when you get home, man. They're going to, because a lot of sushi I had growing up, a lot of time we just had catfish mostly, which is really my favorite. But then you start getting
Catfish in the sushi?
No, I've never had catfish and sushi.
I'm about to say, now that don't sound good at all. You got to fry that catfish, man. I've tried to do gumbos and whatnot with it, man. It just needs to be fried.
Yeah. Wonder why that is. I wonder why you can't do catfish as like a sushi.
Well, you can't eat it raw because it's like a freshwater or whatnot. I've heard that.
That makes good sense.
You can only eat those saltwater fish.
That makes sense.
Mainly saltwater fish. You can only eat them raw, but like salmon, I guess they're saltwater and freshwater. They kind of alternate or something like that. But catfish, you ain't supposed to eat it raw ever.
I guess even by looking at it, if I look at it, I'll be like, I ain't eating this raw.
Yeah,
even if I just look it in the face, it makes me feel like...
Dude, they're my favorite.
Yeah.
They are my favorite. They're my favorite to catch. They're probably my favorite to eat. They're just like little dirty bottom feeders, man. Just like me.
Hey, man, bro. Dude, I remember we used to go fishing for like bullheads, they used to call them, like small.
Yeah,
you
little
know what
ones,
I'm talking about? Yeah. And we go
like.
catch those, and those are like some of the first things that we would catch when I was...
Well, them are the tastiest ones. You know, when they start getting too big, they don't taste as good. You have to actually trim off a lot of the meat.
Yeah?
When they get too big, you get like a 10-pounder. You're going to be, you know, trimming some meat off of it that you don't even want to eat because it turns red. Because once they get like a certain age, I guess all the chemicals and shit in the water starts building up in their system.
Because they're collectors, really. That's the thing. They're almost like a shrimp of a fish, really. I mean, they're definitely... They're not really... Yeah, I guess they're not your cleanest ones. Oh, that's interesting.
No.
I never thought that sushi comes from a lot more of ocean fish.
Yeah, that salt water, I guess, purifies it or something like that. But
what do you get? What kind of sushi do you get?
I like the salmon and
sashimi.
I like them all. I like every damn one of them. But the reason I get the salmon is because I hear everybody say it's the healthiest for you. So I'll get like salmon and scallop and stuff like that because I'm really just trying to eat healthy when I eat it.
Yeah. Now, what will you get? You get that sashimi where it's just the fish, or you get it on those little rice bags?
I do the rolls of it where they come in like little rolls like that big, and sometimes like the one I got today, it it had salmon in the middle of the roll, and then on the outside it had it had scallops in the middle of the roll, and on the outside it had salmon. So I'm just trying to eat healthy, really.
Yeah. And so you like sushi because it really provides it's easy to eat healthy there.
Yeah, it's like something good that's healthy too, because a lot of the stuff that you eat that's healthy, you don't really like it. You know, it's just you're just eating it because it's healthy. Well, sushi, I like it and it's healthy, so kill two birds with one stone. Do
they have a sushi place in your town?
They have one, and I mean it's pretty pricey. If I go there, it's a special occasion.
Oh yeah, prom.
Actually, asked my girlfriend out there. We went and had sushi. Yeah.
That's kind of dude. I remember when I was growing up, dude. They had one of the if you took a girl to sushi,
that's some real shit.
Yeah, especially like level. In a small town, and it was like a real. That was taking a girl out.
Yeah. That's how I. That was
really showing
that's
her out.
That's how I done it, man.
The girof that you're seeing, were you dating her in high school or what?
No, she's when I was in high school, she was way out of high school. She's older than me. I think she's 7 years older than me. So
she's an adult.
She grown ass woman.
Damn, bro. Hell yeah, dude. Let her spank you sometime, dude. You know what I'm saying?
She might have to, man.
I won't say nothing, man. I won't say nothing, bro. Dude, we used to do Peeping Tom, and whenever I was growing up, and we used to go. And they had this one house you could go to, dude, and the man was always, him and the wife was always spanking each other. And we would go fucking...
You just looking through a hole in the wall?
No, by the window. We would just get up by the window and watch.
Nice.
I used to love it, man. I used to love that kind of stuff. Were you nervous about flying to Los Angeles? Like, I mean, you said you flew here before, but were you nervous about getting here? Has there been anything that's been, like, unique that you've seen? That stands out,
I pretty much just went to the hotel. I'm actually, I am nervous about walking around town and shit. I don't really go nowhere. I don't like to go nowhere. I don't even like to travel.
Right.
Honestly, I really don't. I like to sit home. I like to, if I got free time, I like to go out somewhere, go fishing or, something like that. But big cities and stuff, they scare me. I don't like walking around.
Yeah.
But,
well, I noticed you
especially without my pistol.
Yeah. I don't know if this is a concealed carry state, man.
I don't think it is. I wasn't going to fuck around and find out.
But look, I say also keep a couple on you.
Fuck it. Yeah, I say the same thing. I mean,
or just throw a bullet really hard at somebody. I'll fucking do that too.
I got these boots, but that's about it.
There you go, man. Dude, it would be cool if you got the tips of those boots plated like a bullet,
Mm-hmm.
With like the copper at the really end. That'd be pretty dope.
And some steel toes.
Yeah.
No, they're just regular. I got them for $5 at a yard sale. So
oh, nice,
they're just your regular ass kicking boots.
Do you have a yard at home? What's your? I know you got a driveway. I've heard you talk about it. Do you have a yard?
Yeah. It's all pasture.
It is?
I got like probably, I don't know, maybe 10 trees or something, bunch of, just acres of just pasture, field. It's all good hay.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't really know a ton about hay, but I called over a buddy who does, and he says you got pretty good hay, about $50 a bale.
And they cut it. Does he come and cut it or no?
Well, first year that I moved in, I told my neighbor, he's really nice, and I like the guy. His name's Mr. Jimmy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Jimmy had cows out on me. And I didn't care. I wanted the cows out there because they eat the hay, they fertilize. I want to farm it all anyways. You know, I'm just kind of waiting until I get my farm equipment set up and everything. But I want to farm it, so I want that soil being fertile and whatnot.
Oh, yeah, and it's nice looking, too, seeing the cows out there. Pretty cool.
Yeah, they would headbutt my trailer and shit, kind of left some holes, so I had to barbed wire around the trailer. But other than that, and, they're constantly shitting in the yard, but my dogs kind of scared them off around the trailer, so... They weren't shitting like right by the trailer all the time, but sometimes they would. If the dogs would run out, they'd come up to the trailer, they'd headbutt my barbed wire and shit everywhere. But
so they're playing a little game or something with the puppies.
Yeah, they play grab ass with them dogs out there. So the first year I had Jimmy, and Jimmy was just taking all the hay and giving it to his cows. And Jimmy's nice. I don't mind. Mm-hmm. I didn't mind it at all. Never said anything about it. So, take it all. It's yours. Didn't care. Well, he sold all them cows, right? And so he sold all them cows, and some other dudes start taking the hay. Well, I guess his name's Johnny, whatever the hell his name is. I don't know. So Johnny comes over, and Johnny's taking the hay. And I tell him, hey, man, how about $200 for this whole field? And that was, I appraised it. I got my buddy who does it for, on the side, and he said, man, you got at least $1,200 worth of hay. At least maybe $1,500 worth, just depending on where you're selling it at.
That grass appraiser, dog. Somebody's got to know.
Yeah, well, I got Bermuda.
Oh, wow.
Bermuda's supposed to be the best of the best for the hay, and he said you've got Bermuda in your yard. You know,
got the good shit.
I got the good shit.
This ain't no brown frown, dog.
No,
You got that fucking sticky.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I got the good shit. And so Johnny comes over. And he says, "Can I mow all that?" And I said, "Well, how's $200 sound?" And like I said, I already had it appraised. It's probably about $1,200 worth of shit. Typically, you're looking at like a 40-60 split. They take 60, you take 40, because they're paying for all of it, the equipment.
Yeah,
they're putting in hours.
Yeah,
you know, so 40.
You're not doing anything. You watching them.
Yeah, so I'm
owning the land.
Yeah, and I'm sitting here asking for less than 20. You know, and
what'd he say?
Shakes my hand, says, "Okay, you got a deal." Comes back the next day. I'm outside painting. He comes up, storms his truck into my driveway, just slams on the brakes, gets out. This is an older fella, you know, and I'm not a fucking a cow. I'm not gonna punch an older fella, you know. But this motherfucker walks up to me like he's gonna plumb whoop my ass. He storms up to me, and he says, "You know what? I thought about what you said, and you ain't no man of your word. You told Jimmy he could have all this hay." Blah, 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 blah. And I said, "Hey, your name ain't Jimmy, motherfucker. You know, I didn't tell you shit, you know." I did tell Jimmy he could have the hay. You ain't Jimmy, you know. And then blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And he says, "Well, I'm putting up a gate or a fence between our yards." I said, "I don't give a fuck. You waste your time, put up your fence. I don't give a fuck." Next day, he comes over, apologizing, blah, blah, blah. He says, "I'm sorry for the way I acted. I was mad that I guess one of his little tools broke. He hit a stump with his little hay harvester and it broke one of his little things, so he was mad about that." I forgave him, but we're not on good terms, you know. He just pissed me off.
So you and the hay guy really, y'all had fallen out a little bit.
Yeah. Definitely.
Damn.
Definitely.
But yeah, I guess in some, do you guys have anything else on your property that's like pecans, acorns, anything like that? Anything that's really sellable?
I got a little bit of acorns in the back. I'm going to plant some oak. I have planted some oak trees. I planted 2 of them. I planted like more than 10 of them. Only 2 of them lived because I planted them at the wrong time. I don't know the first thing about farming, but
but it's a long-term goal of yours?
Oh, definitely, man. Like I want to have cattle. I want to put some oak trees in the back, have the acorns, and, you know, have corn and taters. Yeah, the whole thing, man.
Oh, hell
and
yeah.
My Mimi, she grew up on a farm. You know, that's kind of what made me want to do it.
And she lives there near you?
Well, she's passed away. She's from Hot Springs, so that's that's about 2 hours from my place. So I moved about 2 hours north of Hot Springs, and
let's throw these on so we can get it. Yeah.
Well, so she always said that tomatoes and okra. She swore up and down. She said tomatoes and okra grows good in Arkansas. So
oh wow!
So I'm definitely gonna grow tomatoes and okra.
And Mimi, you said that's your grandmother?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And what crops do they have around you guys?
Soybeans, a lot of corn, a lot of cotton. There's a shit ton of rice.
Oh, really?
Arkansas is the #1 producer of rice in the country. I believe #2 in the world.
Wow.
Yeah, out of all the other countries, I think we produce more in most countries in the state of Arkansas.
Damn, that's fascinating. I didn't know
China
that.
whoops us, but, you know, it's all of fucking China.
If you tell China to come over here and do it, dude, we'll whoop their ass,
that's
bro.
what I'm saying, man.
Bro? That's what I'm saying, dude.
Exactly.
It's easy to fucking do whatever you're doing over there.
Uh-huh.
You love Arkansas, man. Mm-hmm. You love it. And is your family lived there for a long time, or you guys?
As far back as I know.
Yeah.
My family's lived in Arkansas. So all I know back is my great-grandma Cora. My great-grandma Cora, you know Bill Clinton's from Arkansas? Mm-hmm. My great-grandma Cora babysat Bill Clinton.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she raised him.
And does she remember anything about him? Any low-key information?
Well, she loved him. My grandma hated him. My Mimi, she hated him. She despised him. My mom don't like him just because of his politics and whatnot. But as far as who raised him, that was my great-grandma. She raised him. Her name's Cora Walters. She's in the book that My Life by Bill Clinton. I didn't read the book. I just skipped to the page with her picture. She's in.
That's hilarious, man. I've listened to what's funny is I've listened to the audiobook of that. Mm-hmm. Fayetteville's beautiful. People don't give Fayetteville. It doesn't get enough credit, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
beautiful.
It's about 3 hours for me.
Oh, okay.
Up there is where I bought my Toyota. That's the last time that I went up there. I bought a Toyota this year, a little Corolla, good on gas. Mm-hmm. I had to drive up to Fayetteville to get it.
Does it have a back seat or not?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yep,
like that.
240,000 miles on it. Still going strong.
Oh damn,
Yeah.
bro! That thing, look, dude. That's what I say. After 200, it ain't gonna stop.
No.
That's what I say. That thing
No.
will fucking go till fire gets it.
Mm-hmm. I got a manual too.
Oh really? Damn, bro. Look, you
It's gonna
gangster.
go.
You wear a shirt when you drive, or you don't?
Just depends.
Yeah, I feel you, man. I feel you, bro. Was that your first car?
It's my first good one. My other car, actually, I did have a Honda Civic. It was good. It was automatic transmission.
Yeah.
It was going good, man. 220,000 miles in it, and I had to change out the timing belt. And I was gonna do it myself, but you had to have this. Well, I thought at the time you had to have this fancy ass tool to do it. Mm-hmm. And turns out, I looked on YouTube. This guy did it. He rigged up his own wrench. It's like you basically have to have this heavy duty wrench.
Yeah, you gotta, or somebody really strong in a crowbar. You gotta have.
And yeah, I seen a dude on YouTube doing it with a pipe and a crowbar.
Yeah.
He took his wrench, put a pipe on the end of it, and then tugged it in. I could have done that, but I didn't know that at the time, so I took it in. 2 weeks, 3 weeks after I got that timing belt changed, the bolt that holds all that shit together broke when I was driving down the road. So I already know that the mechanic it wasn't a car, it was probably the mechanic when he was tightening that bolt. He probably either stripped it on the way out, cracked it on the way out, or put it on too tight. But the Honda Civic was a good car. Now I had a Nissan Altima and it was shit. It had one of them CVT transmissions.
Oh, I'm not even familiar with that. What is it?
I guess it stands for maybe.
I used to make love to a girl that had Ultima though.
Yeah.
Beautiful girl, man. God, she was beautiful.
The car sucks though, man.
Does it?
Well, the newer ones, like the 2007 plus. If you go back to like the 90s, and they're good cars, but they started fancying them up. When they got to like 2007, they started making these CVT transmissions. They are shit, man. I had my transmission went out at 110,000 miles.
Jesus.
That's nothing.
That's nothing at all, man.
Yeah.
That's nothing. You could do that, bro. You could fucking do that on a bike.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And the old ones though, they were very good. Like the 90s, from the 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah, that's what she had. She had something from the 90s, bro. And this thing,
solid.
the windows didn't work on it, bro, but fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's wet inside. But she was a beautiful girl, man. What was the job you had before fighting?
I paint a lot. Used to.
You ever work at a restaurant or anything like that?
Just painting a lot, really. I mean, I've done some landscaping and shit like that.
Does anybody in your family have a business like that? Do landscaping or painting, or how'd you get into painting? Just
Well, I was playing video games one day. I was like 16 years old, just some young, stupid punk, and I was sitting there in my bedroom playing video games, and some dude killed me. I started talking crap. I got mad and just busted my door down. I mean, didn't just punch a hole in it. I mean, I punched half the door was broke.
Oh yeah, I've seen some of the work you do, man, on YouTube. Yeah, I've seen you in the ring, man.
Like, man, I for like 2 weeks before it got fixed, I didn't have to open my closet. I just grab a shirt through the hole. You know, it was a huge ass hole. I didn't even open the door. I just grab a shirt out. Well, my mom, she made me pay to get it fixed, and she hired this guy. He's old Vietnam veteran and whatnot. But but good dude. He come and fix the door. Said, "Hey, you want a job?" I've been working for him.
Wow.
Yeah, taught me everything I know about painting.
When you go back home now, are you still painting in your side? Are you doing the side work?
Every now and then.
Yeah.
Every now and then, but I try not to overload myself with it or nothing like that. Just every now and then.
Yeah. And how often are you training? Like, you guys just had a fight. Are you going to like kind of start back in the new year?
Oh, I trained right when I got back. I trained 5 days last week. I'm gonna train tonight. I'm gonna go. I know you're doing a show. I really want to go to that show, man. But I got to go to 10th Planet while I'm here, man. Never been to 10th Planet. I mean, if it wasn't my career, if I was here for vacation and shit, I'd go to your show 10 out of 10 times. But it could save my life in a fight. Me going to 10th Planet, asking one of them guys, Eddie Bravo, man. Like, I mean, he's fucking legit. And
He's a legend,
I know y'all probably look at him as the funny guy that fucks around and y'all go hang out. Dude, I look at him like professor. Like this dude knows his shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, well, I'll tell you this. I was just texting with them earlier. I told him you were going to be in.
And tell him I said, "What's up, brother?"
I will. I certainly will, man. So when you think about, is it Is it recently that fighting started to seem more like actual profession? Because you just signed a deal with UFC, right? Mm-hmm. And is it starting to seem like more like a profession?
Definitely. The more that I've done it, the more.
Does it go? Because I notice things go from a hobby sometimes to okay, this is like something that's starting to be kind of real, and then it starts to seem like okay, this is my job.
Yeah, definitely. Like what I was born to do. Yeah, it's definitely set into me that when I first started, you're just messing around, just seeing if you can win a fight, and then but yeah, I've come to the realization this is what I was born to do. I was born to go in there and do this shit, and that's I can see me providing for the people that I love with this shit. It's not a joke no more. It ain't no hobby. I got to go out here and I got to fucking win.
Yeah.
I've got to. There's no other fucking, I was put here to do this for my family, and that's right,
Do you feel whenever you do you start to feel more comfortable when you go into the octagon? Like, do you start to feel more comfortable in the cage? What is it like? Like, you know what I'm saying? Because the only thing I can compare it to really is comedy, and I know it's different, but going into something where you're against someone else, I'm kind of against an audience in a way, like, but in the beginning, does it feel more like nerves, and then it starts to feel more like, okay, confidence? Does that make any sense?
Yeah, it is a lot of that, man. And now when I go in there, it's like, she's like, I don't really know. It's you summed it up pretty well. It's hard to put into words how I felt about it over the years. But now I would say I go in there confident. I go in there for months. I visualize hurting this guy. I visualize him hurting me. If I was to die in there, I visualize that.
Yeah.
I visualize just some of the worst things that can happen. And I go in there and just feel really calm about it. Just I mean, there's not really. I'm not good at putting it into words how I feel. It's just it's a sense of easiness. Like I'm not really stressed out about it. I'm really not. I'm comfortable. I know that I was born to do this shit. This is the only thing I'm worth the piss at. And my family can live better lives if I go in here and do this right. So I just feel like I'm supposed to be there. I don't even care if I died in there. It's like that's what I'm supposed to be doing.
Amen, brother. And if you die, would you want to die, you think, like face, like belly down or belly up, you think?
I'm thinking like suplex, like straight up dropped on my head. And then I'm still...
you want to go out with the neck in.
I'm wanting it to be in the first round. They break my neck, and then I fight the other 4 rounds on the broke neck. Yeah, they're going to be like, damn, that motherfucker was bad.
$1 million Bryce.
Yeah, dude. $1 million Bryce, man. $2 neck, though. That's what they're going to say, man. That's crazy, bro. That would be so... And then at the end, you just die at the end.
Just drop dead.
Yeah, you're like, I was supposed to die a few rounds ago, but I hung out to get this done.
After that, I'll get reincarnated. After that, I'll come back as like an eagle or something.
What would you be, man?
Dragon or some shit,
Well, that's a wide spectrum, man. That's a wide spectrum.
Eagle
dude.
or a dragon, one of the two.
Really, I could see you more like a fox, like a fucking strong fox, and also maybe one of its parents was a pit bull.
Mm-hmm. You know like the mountain goats. You ever seen a mountain goat?
Yeah.
I could be one of them.
It's fucking amazing how they can stay on the side of a mountain.
Yeah, how they climb up there.
Oh, yeah, I've seen a lot of videos, man. I've watched tons of videos to see how a 4-legged thing that's almost like a rectangle can stay on the side of a mountain.
Mm-hmm. You ever seen them eagles knock them off?
It blows my mind.
That's how the eagles hunt them. They'll wait till they're up on that mountain and just swoop by. Caw-caw!
And get them?
Boom, just knock them off. They tumble down.
Oh, that's beautiful almost.
Yeah.
Do you start to have like ideas of, I know you say you want to train in Arkansas and you love training in Arkansas, and then obviously your home means a lot to you. Do you start to think about training elsewhere at a certain point? I mean, Arkansas is always going to be your home.
For sure. Yeah, I've cross-trained a lot of places over the years. I think the most that I've ever been away from home was about a month and a half. And man, it was so terrible. I don't think I'll go that far away from home again, or that long. I mean, it was just terrible, man. Like, I just wanted to be home so bad. And the dudes was assholes where I was at anyways, at one of the places. When I went for a month and a half, I did a triangle. I went to Chicago, 3 weeks, slept at my buddies, and then...
And what were you doing, just traveling or what?
Traveling and training, yep. Yep. That was in that Nissan Altima with the shitty transmission.
Oh, yeah.
I drove all around the country in that car. I went,
yeah.
I went to Chicago, stayed up there. I went to Denver, and then I went to San Diego. Have you heard of Jeff Glover?
Mm-mm.
Okay, I went.
Nick,
to,
have you?
Yeah, jiu-jitsu legend.
Yeah, fucking legend. And I went to his place. He choked the shit out of me.
Did he?
Yeah, he's good, man. He's good.
Is it an honor to get choked out by somebody that great?
Oh, definitely, dude. And I'm not giving him nothing. You know, I would never go in there and let this dude tap me. Like he legit. He got me.
Wow.
You know? Yeah.
And do you try to go? So you try to go hard on him no matter who it is, huh? I mean, if that's what you guys are doing. I mean, obviously some stuff you ain't gonna crank it all the way up.
Yeah. You know, and you can go hard without trying to hurt him. You know, like an arm bar, you don't have to crank it as hard as you can. You can just kind of ease up on it. But yeah, and if you're sparring, you know, I have a thing with not wanting to get knocked out in the gym, so I'll always tell. And I went to, for example, now that we're talking about that San Diego trip, I went to Alliance MMA, and you know Dominic Cruz.
Yeah.
No, I do not. Nick does.
Yeah.
Dominic Cruz, Jeremy Stevens. Well, I went down there to Alliance for like 2 days, and I trained down there, and they do a lot of sparring, and they spar hard. And I told them, I said, hey, man, please don't knock me out. You know, and that's how I start out the conversation. I don't even, you know, when I go up to a new guy in a gym, I don't even tell him my name. I just say, hey, brother, please don't knock me out.
Yeah.
I'm
not a Jehovah's Witness, man.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Cut me some
exactly.
slack, man.
Exactly. You know, I don't want to, especially in somebody's gym, usually when, you know, new guy comes up in the gym, he lands a couple punches on you, you're thinking, fuck you, I'm taking your head off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I just let him know right off the bat, hey, please don't knock me out.
Yeah, I'm not here for that.
And then I start out the round with just like some bullshit jabs, just to let him know this is the pace I'm setting, pop, pop, you know, and that's it. And I've never had anybody in another gym in sparring try to hurt me. You know, I have in my own gym, and I've just walked away. I've just been like, fuck this, dude. I'm out for the day. And I've had a guy, he was a heavyweight. It was actually in that Denver trip when I stopped at Denver. Mm-hmm. He's a heavyweight, retired UFC fighter. You know jiu-jitsu, how you usually start on the knees. You'll touch, and then boom, and then you're going. Mm-hmm. You know, where I was going with this guy, and he's a heavyweight. I mean, he was fucking me up. You know, he was Kimuring me, and he was arm barring me, and just like the Kimura, I had my hands. I was defending it. He just break my grip. He's just so damn strong. And I mean, that don't bother me. I was tapping quick. You know, I was just like tap, tap, tap. You know, let's go again. Let's do it again.
They even learn something.
Yeah, I'm here to learn. You know, I came to get tapped out. I don't mind. And I mean, this dude's just destroying me. Probably tapped me out like 5 times, just Kimuras and all this shit, cranking and all this shit. Well, he was behind me. You ever heard of a stand-up in wrestling? Like it's when somebody on the ground stands up. That's it. Very simple.
Yep.
Well, it's an escape, you know. So this guy's behind me. I'm on all fours. I stand up. I turn around to I break his grip. I strip the grip is what they call it. I strip the grip. I get it, and I turn around and I face him. I go right back to my knees.
And what happened?
And he says, "You stand up again, I'm gonna fuck you up." This is this is at a gym in Denver, and I mean, everybody else at the gym was nice, and I didn't have any problems with anybody at the gym, but that motherfucker right there just pissed me off. I'll never forget that. That pissed me off, and I'm like, dude, you fucked me up. I'm gonna find you out in the parking lot. You know, you're bigger, but I'll find something.
Yeah.
You know, like
I'll start at the knees and work my way up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. That's
you know?
just. You know, that just kind of pissed me off, but
fucking Bryce and the beanstalk, dude. You roll right up. You know what I'm saying, bro?
I mean, I remember stuff like that, man. That just pisses me off. And I wasn't being cocky or nothing. You know, I stood up, I returned right back to the knees, and where I'm from, how you negotiate is you say, hey, I would like you to not stand up again, and I'll say, yes, sir. Yeah. And I won't ever stand up on you again if I know you don't like people standing up.
Right.
But shit, that's common where I'm from. In the middle of the round, you try to stand up and you restart, you know.
How did you get into it, man? How did you get into who brought you into fighting, man?
My first fight, I was about, yay tall, just out messing around in the backyard, and then.
Who was it?
Well, it just depends. I guess the first little bit of roughhousing that I did, it was all you could consider it training.
Okay.
You could consider that training. My first legit fight, it was my neighbor. His name was
Oh yeah, dude. Everybody, bro. I'll tell you this, dude. Everybody in rural America or in the South, rural area has a fucking neighbor named bro.
Yep.
No shit, dog. Okay,
And
let's
this
hear
motherfucker,
more.
man, he was.
And was he selling weed too or no?
Yeah, man, he was on some shit. He got addicted to heroin and.
Oh yeah.
And started worshiping Satan and shit. But, you know, but
Really? That's such
but
an old-fashioned
this
thing.
this was way before all that. We was all young,
Satan.
so it all started on the bus. And I got a buddy,
On what, a Greyhound or school?
school bus.
Yeah.
And my buddy comes up to me. We had just maxed out, and he played football. I played basketball.
So y'all maxing out in the gym.
And the gym, we did bench presses.
Hell
both
yeah.
the football team and the basketball team. So I got a buddy. He comes up.
Would you hit 225 or would you hit?
It's like 115. Yeah. I was in 7th grade.
Oh,
It
never
was-
mind,
yeah.
man. My bad.
But still, that's weak, but still.
Well, it ain't bad though, but it ain't too bad.
Well,
bro.
I guess Cody benched like 145 or something.
Gang,
so
bro. Yeah.
He had some good, and he was bigger than me. He was like 6 inches taller. He benched more, but he didn't train. I'd already trained in the backyard. You know, like my neighbors would whoop my ass and we'd box and stuff. But Cody, I think he just thought because he benched more, he's just going to plumb whoop my ass. And
Right.
So, dude comes up to me that was sitting by Cody. He's actually a really good friend of mine, you know, one of my best friends. And but he's starting some shit. He comes up
yeah.
to me. He goes, Cody says he benches more than you. You know, he's stronger than you. He benched 145. You only benched 115. I said, well, you tell Cody I don't give a shit. And he goes up there and he tells Cody I don't give a shit. Well, Cody, and I don't even know what Cody, if even Cody even said anything.
Yeah,
I
of
think
course
this
not.
dude could
This
be
dude,
just
yeah.
stirring up some shit.
I love that, man.
And
That's
so-
Dana White. That's just a young Dana
He's
White
just
right
promoting,
there.
you know.
Yeah.
And so he comes back and says, Cody says he ain't scared of you. And I said, well, tell Cody I'll still beat his ass. And then so he told me, and so long story short, you know, I go down to Cody's house and he lived down a hill. So I wore my rollerblades.
Oh, hell yeah.
I rollerblade down this hill, swap into my shoes, and we start, well, there's a bunch of neighbors. There's about 6 neighbors there.
And they showed up, huh?
They showed up. Yeah, they're wanting to
Hell
see this
yeah.
shit. And we could have fought at Cody's house, but his mom was home. So we fought down the street. And,
Oh, yeah. Now are y'all shirts off? Yeah, huh?
yeah, we start
Hell
getting.
yeah,
I mean,
bruh.
shit's going down, man.
Shirts off.
I laced the shoes up.
Oh, yeah.
So we're about to go, right? And,
You got your rollerblades thrown
bro,
over your
yeah,
shoulder?
Yeah, dude, I'm ready to fucking go,
It's
and I'm dipping out. I already got my plan. I'm fucking doing this, and I'm getting out. I'm rollerblading home
Yeah,
fast
dude.
as I
I'm
can.
going to put a dip in after. I'm fucking
going.
done,
I'm
son.
out of here.
Yeah.
And the neighbors, they start saying, whoa, wait. You know, somebody could die. That's what one of the neighbors started saying. It said, I seen if you punch them in the nose, the bones
goes
will
up
go
into
in the brain.
That's something you always hear, bro.
And so that's what one of my neighbors started saying. No, dude, somebody's gonna get hit in the nose, and the nose is gonna go up in the brain. Someone's dead. I'm telling you, we can't let this happen.
That's rural logic, bro.
And then so that's what they start saying. Well, they have their little committee, their commission meeting, you know, and they say, okay, no face shots.
Oh, I love this, dude.
I said, all right, fuck it, let's go. Right off the bat, boom, I take him down. I get in on him. You know, we're throwing a little bit, but I get in on him, take him down, and I just mount him and start punching him right in the throat, and which is way worse than the nose.
Anything.
That's way worse than the nose.
The throat is just like a big, wide
Yeah.
kind of just nose that's under your head.
Yeah, and you know, it'll crush.
Oh.
You know, it'll actually kill you. Getting hit in the nose won't.
Right.
But getting hit in the throat will actually kill you. So I'm punching this dude in the fucking throat. I didn't know any better. You know, that's the only word that I didn't think.
And now at that point, are you fighting? Like, this is what's interesting, man, because I remember being in shit like this when I was growing up, right? People would arrange it, and then it would kind of come around. And then it's so funny, you remind me of rules. People started with making rules. Like, well, look, no weapon. You know, you can't bring anything in. One time they said you couldn't punch. You could only kick, bro. And they taped our arm. I remember they duct
that's
taped our
fucked
arms
up.
by the side of us
that's
one time.
fucked up.
It's fucked up, but it's fun, too, though, dude. You know, you do like a lot of like...
That's how you get good at kicking.
Yeah, you get good at kicking, dude. It's really the hard part is getting up off the ground once you're on the ground, dude. It's just two fucking idiots in duct tape trying to just get up, you know.
Should
But
be good if the other dude fell down. You just stomp him.
But that's a good point, bro. But you got to be up when he falls
Yeah,
down.
you don't want to fall down.
Yeah.
Well, you know how you can do a get up. You know how to do a get up? Oh, you should know how to do a get up.
How do I do it?
I could do one. I don't know if you can get on the camera.
Yeah.
You want to see a get up?
Yeah, I'll see
I'll
it.
do a get up, bro.
You will?
Yeah, you got to put it on the camera though.
Yeah, we'll see it.
People got to see this shit.
Oh, we'll make sure that we
Look,
see it
if
right
you're
here.
fighting with your hands duct taped, this is the only way to get up.
He about to pop up like Shawn Michaels.
here. So say you just kick me in the chest.
Yep.
Boom, I'm down.
All right. Oh,
Boom,
damn.
right there.
Damn, bro. Yeah.
That's how you got to get up, brother.
Yeah, dude, that's some James Brown shit.
Hey, I'm
man.
ready for that shit. Sign me up.
Yeah,
Duct tape arms, I'm down, man.
Dude, yeah, it's almost like the. It's
Don't break your back,
Let me see if I
brother.
can do that.
Huh? Yeah. There
Don't
we
break
go.
your back,
It's
brother.
gonna
I
fucking
practiced
kill
that a lot. That wasn't my first try. That wasn't my first try. I'm not
I
gonna
gotta
lie.
try, bro. Oh, that ain't it, bro. That ain't it, dude.
Hey, that shit worked.
Let me try one more time, bro.
Hey, that shit'll work.
Next week I'm gonna have a video for you. Do it.
Well, hey, the shit works. If you get back up, you get back up.
That's an old man get up, dude.
That's the old man get up.
But now at that point, when you're fighting, man, here's something I remember about being in that type of environment. When you're fighting at that point, you're fighting some neighborhood kid. You're not really fighting because you don't like him.
Right.
It's kind of, you're fighting for,
Gotta test it out.
is it sport? Is it you're trying to, you're kind of putting on a show for the people around you? What are you fighting for at that instance, you know?
Because he's talking shit.
Yeah.
Man. You know, it's like, yeah, you know, I didn't hate the kid. Hell, we hung out the rest of our growing up. He lived right down the street. I mean, we didn't hang out, but I'd see him. I didn't hate the dude. I'd see him walking his dog down the street. I'd wave at him.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't hate the guy, but you just kind of testing it out. Just kind of, hell, I think it's built into you. I mean, you got to think, man, we used to really have to survive. You know, like we're so pussified now, you know, but that shit is in you, dude. Like the feeling I get after a fight, especially after this last one, man, I just can't even. It's one of the best. It's just overwhelming, man. That's some tribal shit. That's, you know, like back in the day we had tribes, man.
Yeah.
Me, you, Nick, Eddie Bravo, all four of us, dude. You know, we're out fighting wolves and bears and shit. You know what I'm
fighting
saying?
our neighbors, fighting for perimeter, where our land is, kind of where their land
this
is.
Shit's built into you,
who gets
man.
food, who don't get food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This shit's built into you, man. Just like fucking and eating food and, you know, the ability to fight if you have to. I think it's just up here. It's wired into you.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. And it makes sense that in some people, it would have a stronger reach, you know, like if like the hands of time were coming down, like, you know, the ability and the desire to fight might go longer in one lineage, you know, and then in one person than it might in another person, you know. Do you start to think about opponents that you would like to fight, or do you start to kind of put that in your head yet, or you just kind of not taking what they're given, but you just like, are you being proactive in that sense, or are you kind of just like, you know, just like, are you starting to say, I want to fight this guy, or when do you do that, you know?
Well, I mean, that's just, everybody has their own, you know. For me, I'm just going to take whatever they give me. I have called out Floyd Mayweather because I think that's just the easiest money that I'll ever make in my damn life. You know, and I even offered to box him. And the only real reason that I did that is because he was talking shit about MMA fighters in general. I seen this interview. He was talking shit about MMA fighters. And I'd really just like to, you know, teach him some damn respect. You know, just piss me off, you know.
Yeah.
If me and Floyd are in a cell, you know, he's getting fucked.
Yeah.
You know, he's getting fucked. And when I wake up, it better be some grits and eggs. He's my bitch.
Amen, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
I love that.
You know, I ain't scared of Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah.
He couldn't do shit to me. If me and him was in an elevator or in a prison cell, whatever, he's my bitch, you know? And so it made me mad to see him. That's the only person I've ever called out is Floyd Mayweather. And like I said, I'll box him because I seen him talking shit about all MMA fighters. He was like, MMA is not even a skilled blah, blah, blah. He's saying that boxing skilled, but MMA is not. He said MMA is for beer drinkers who, it's like, dude, you know.
And what did he fought Connor, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Connor whooped that ass for the first 4 or 5 rounds.
You think you could do better than Connor did against him?
Yeah, I think I'd fight him dirty. I mean, he wouldn't. There's no way I think I'd beat him. I mean, I can tell you.
Really?
I can tell you right now, dude. I can tell you right now.
I just kind of remembered who he was, dude. He's fucking fast as
fast as shit.
dude.
Yeah,
Damn.
yeah. You know, but there's just not. You know, you ever heard his son?
Fast. fast,
and
bro.
that's what intrigues me about it. I really want to fight because nobody thinks I can beat him, but I don't care what nobody thinks. You know, you ever heard of Sun Tzu?
Sun Tzu.
The Art of War.
Art of War.
Oh yeah.
Let your plans be dark as night. You know, so I couldn't tell you what I'd do to him, but I
Right.
promise you, dude, it wouldn't be like anybody he's fucking boxed.
It'd be the dark arts, something.
Dude,
heavy.
it'd be I'd put some dark arts, voodoo, fucking black magic on that motherfucker. I'm telling you right now, I would not fight him conventional.
I love
Because
that.
that's what people think. Oh, I'm going to go in there and box him. No, I'll show you how to fight Floyd Mayweather, you know.
Well, I remember they used to tie they'd have these older kids would tie a rope around each two kids and both y'all run in opposite directions, you know? And just go as fast as you could, and somebody fucking,
Hell yeah.
you know, next thing you know, somebody's got a fucking limp their whole life or something, you know, or somebody's just fucking got a built-in dance move every time they take a step after that.
Yeah.
That shit'll, it'll fucking move your joists around, you know. It's just a little tricky, man.
That reminds me of, I done this one thing, maybe one of the crazier things I've done, horse wrestling. You get two horses, one face that way and one face the other way. You lock arms, and you just try to pull that some bitch off the horse.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And you're on there like jousters.
Yeah, you're on there, but you lock arms. You
Oh,
lock
I like
arms
that.
with him. You just
Yeah.
try. Somebody's falling off the horse, if not both of you.
Damn. And what are you doing with the other arm? Are you kind of holding on to the horse?
You could pimp smack him if you want. You know. Just,
Oh, shit, getting sexual up here now, man. It's cold outside, and it's dark. Ooh. And it's only 4 p.m., man. What's going on, man? Climate change or something for the clocks? Here's what I'm saying is, MeUndies wants you to know that it's okay to not leave the house as much this winter. It's okay. And it's okay in sizes extra small through 4XL. MeUndies has plenty of brand new products for getting cozy. And when they say cozy, they mean it, with undies that are 3 times softer than cotton. And they have the cutest wintry prints and colors. That's really soft. Imagine something that's just so soft you can't even imagine it. That's MeUndies. Cozy up in their new robes for men and women. Treat your feet in their new slippers. And get the whole fam matching item with their new baby bodysuit. MeUndies has a great offer for TPW listeners. Get 15% off and free shipping. It's a no-brainer, especially because they have a 100% satisfaction guarantee. Go to MeUndies.com/weekend. That's right. To get 15% off your first pair, free shipping, and 100% satisfaction guarantee, go to MeUndies.com/weekend. I love MeUndies. I have them on right now, and man, they are nice. Support for this past weekend comes from Manscaped, who is the best in men's below-the-belt grooming. Manscaped offers precision-engineered tools for your family jewels, for your junk. Untrimmed pubic hair and stuff around your pubis are a thing of the past. Tighten up that yard, boy. It's time to gear up and get yourself the gift of shaving this holiday season. I'm talking about the Manscaped Perfect Package 2.0. A lot of people running around with crazy hair and they're not taking care of their junk. That ain't you. The Manscaped Perfect Package 2.0 includes the Crop Preserver. It's an anti-chafing ball deodorant and moisturizer. You already put deodorant on your armpits. Why not putting deodorant on the scented, most smelliest part of your body? Yes, your balls stink. 'Tis the season to manscape yourself. So get yourself, your dad, your brother, and friends the best gift, the Manscaped Perfect Package 2.0. Get 20% off and free shipping with code Theo at manscaped.com. That's right, get 20% off and free shipping with code THEO at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com. Use code Theo. Clean up your nuts and make Santa proud. Make your family proud. Make everybody proud. Get right with your nuts. After this last fight, man, people really started jumping onto the Bryce Mitchell bus. You know? And do you worry about that kind of like affecting like how, you know, your concentration and your focus?
Man, I don't do any media or anything like that. I don't have a Twitter. I don't get on Instagram. I don't do a Facebook. I deleted all that shit. Everybody in my life is the exact same. You know, this is the craziest thing that I do is come out here and get on this podcast. But you know, like,
well, I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, I appreciate you having me. It's awesome. I've heard nothing but good about you. So yeah, it's an honor to be here.
Well, thanks for coming, man. Yeah, I feel like a lot of times like especially Hollywood and stuff looks down upon people from like the places that we're from a lot of times. Do you guys feel that?
Are you from Louisiana? I knew it.
Just kind of rural Louisiana, not really like a fancy place, just kind of a regular place, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You know, the kind of place where, I don't know, dude. The kind of place where I knew when you guys were walking down that street to go fight that at that point both people had taken their shirts off.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, that's just the shit. I just knew it, dude.
It's already.
Yeah. Like, there was no doubt about it, man. The kind of place where everybody's tattoos, they did the first couple themselves or their buddy did them, and it's real shitty, and it's usually a cross.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm talking about?
My girlfriend, she's a tattoo artist.
Yeah?
Yep, she's really good too. She has her own little shop and everything.
Where's she do it at?
It's in Searcy.
Yeah.
What's it called?
American Dream Tattoos.
Word.
She gives good. And she given you any?
Nope. She's gonna give me my first ones though, but don't tell my mama that. What mama don't know don't hurt mama.
Really? There you go. So you have to get them somewhere that's hideable, huh?
Yeah. I mean, she's gonna find out eventually, but maybe I can buy some time.
I like that, man. Yeah. It's summertime, bro. You can be. Why does Bryce have his shirt on at the pool? Because he has a fucking dragon on his back. That's why. Because he has a fucking fox pit bull on his back.
Hell yeah.
An eagle knocking off a goat.
That's what I'm talking about, bro.
An eagle and a goat. Your family, is your mom pretty proud of you? What's going on with that?
But she is, but she thinks MMA is like the devil. You know, I mean, she actually calls it MAA. Yeah. She don't really know MMA. Yeah. She pronounces it wrong.
Yeah,
she,
I like that.
You know, she thinks I do karate and shit like that. Because, you know, you got those jujitsu outfits, you know, the gis.
Yeah.
She says, I watched your karate outfit. And I'm like, thank you. Not even going to argue with her.
Has it been something, like, do your parents know that that's something you do real heavily? Is it something that you kind of have kept on the side from them a little bit? Or no, this is like a regular part of your life? They know you like to go and train and do all that.
Oh, she knows.
Okay.
You know, I tell her about all my training. And I mean, she fully supports me. And, she don't want me to do MMA in general, but I mean, it's for somebody who doesn't want me to do it at all. She supports me as much as, you know, you possibly could. I mean, she don't watch any of the fights. She tried watching my first fight. She tried watching a replay of it. Mm-hmm. That was my first MMA fight was my bloodiest fight at all. So it looked the worst. The dude broke his nose, and it was all turned sideways. And I mean, we were slipping and sliding in blood. Damn. Well, they called the fight just because of blood. I mean, that dude was tough as shit. He wasn't quitting, and I didn't put him down. Like, I had him in mount, you know, but he was sitting there taking hits, and he didn't give a shit. I mean, he was tough. He was really tough. And the fight wasn't done, but they just stopped it because of blood. There's just blood everywhere. And so she seen that, and she started pretty much crying. She's like,
she lost it.
I can't believe it, you know. And she's like, I don't ever want to see this shit again, ever. Don't ever show me one of these, you know.
Oh, wow. Damn.
Yeah.
And does she have other children that do? Do you have siblings that do it too?
I got a sister, but she don't do any roughhousing or anything like that.
She doesn't.
So, no, she's.
And were you allowed to wrestle her when you were young? Or
she
not?
used to whoop my ass.
Did she?
Definitely. That's a fact.
Is she tougher than you or no?
I don't know if she is anymore. I think she used to be, but I think she's got soft now.
Oh, yeah. It happens. She should move out here then, man.
Yeah.
We would happily welcome her. I know that we have a lot of fans that send in questions for you, man, so I want to get to some of those, and Nick may have...
I do. So we tried to get you in the week right after your fight, but you had finals in college, which I thought was hilarious. You're doing full-time fighting and still in school. What are you studying?
I'm studying economics. That's my major.
Word. I was an economics major.
You like Ron Paul?
He's all right. I'm a big Adam Smith and Hayek. Frederick Hayek.
If you like Hayek, you like Ron Paul.
Yeah. Word.
If you there might be give or take a few things.
Yeah.
Hayek, Ron Paul, they're on the same bus.
Same page. Yeah.
Same page. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Here's a question we got from.
Yo, Theo and Bryce, what's good? This is Max here. I'm wondering, what is the dumbest reason you have ever gotten into a fight? I once fought a kid because I thought he cut me in the lunch line, but he didn't. I'm wondering if you can compete with that.
He cut you in the lunch line, but he didn't.
You think you'd have evidence if he did or didn't, man. Thank you for your question, Max. That's a good question. Will you go first, Bryce? You're the guest, man.
Shit, man. I'd have to say, I mean, there's a couple options, but I'd have to say definitely the time this kid called me a faggot. And it wasn't because usually, calls you a faggot, that's fighting words right definitely. There. But I didn't want to I already knew I was going to get in trouble at school. My mom wasn't happy with me at school. And so I already knew if I fought him right there, I was going to get kicked out of school. And my mom was going to be pissed. So I told him, I said, man, I'm going to see you later.
Yeah.
I'll see you.
Yeah.
I seen him 5 years later and I kicked his ass.
Damn,
5 years. I came up to him. I said, get up. We're fighting. And he said, what are we doing? Why are you mad at me? I said, get up. We're fighting. Yeah. I said, get up. I said, and he got up and we fought.
Damn, he said, I remember that.
5 years.
Damn, bro.
5 years. I'll wait on a motherfucker.
Yeah, why does faggot get, especially I remember growing up, if somebody called you a faggot, that would just make you so mad.
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess it's just like calling somebody a bitch. It's just like calling somebody. It doesn't
thing.
even matter what it is. Just the thought behind the word. It's like that.
Yeah.
You're not as good as me, or you're a piece of shit, or whatever.
Yeah.
You're weak.
Yeah, I've hit dudes for calling me a bitch.
Yeah.
Faggot, bitch, pussy, whatever. It's just they're saying something to you. They're acting like they're, gonna fuck you up. It just pisses you off. You know?
Damn, bro. Do you notice a thing inside of yourself when you go from being like pissed to not pissed to pissed? Like, do you know? Is there like a?
Well, definitely, because I get the feeling of wanting to hurt them, and I visualize wanting to hurt them, and I really. And it sounds fucked up, but it's just the truth, man. It's like I'm not a.
Well, you're a fighter. It'd be fucked up if you were a stenographer and you told me that. It'd be fucked up if you were like the lady working at 7-Eleven and you told me that. But you're a fighter. That it's in you.
But at every fight though, I fought people that I like, and I don't really visualize hurting them as much. But as soon as somebody says "fuck you" or "you're a bitch," or I'm gonna knock you, like this last dude, he was like, fuck you, I'm gonna knock your ass out. As soon as I hear that, it's just like I want to hurt him. I get angry and I don't even, it's almost like I feel reckless. Like I don't care if you fuck me up too. I just want to fuck you up at this point. Like I get extremely like I want to get my hands on him. I want to like just right then and right there. I just kind of feel that the wanting to hurt him, and I don't feel that about people until I'm pissed off. And I actually don't want to hurt nobody, but if they piss me off, then that I do get that feeling.
Then it changes.
It changes. Yeah, I definitely can feel that change. And when somebody pisses me off, I do want to hurt them for sure.
I'm trying to think, man. When I was growing up, I know I couldn't fight, man. I was like, I was just not like I could, but I just wouldn't win. So it was at a certain point, it's fucking you don't want to do it anymore, bro.
Yeah. Hey, you gotta take ass whoopings to give them.
Oh, I definitely. Well, look, dude. Then I owe some to some people. Because I fucking definitely took on this one kid. Hit me, man. This dude fucking. Man, he created a leap year in my brain, bro. This dude fucking I think he knocked half a day out of me, man. This dude hit me pretty hard. But I'm trying to think actually, what happened when there was a kid at school. At school, when I was in middle school, if you got in a fight with somebody, they made you they made you stand in the hallway at school and put your arms on each other's shoulders like this.
That's a bad idea.
So, but then and you had to do it all day the rest of the day.
That's a bad idea.
And by the end of the day, you were friends because you guys had been right there, like you talked it out or whatever, But yeah, this one kid, man, he was just a big dude. Oh, and we're standing there, and I'm like scared, but I'm trying not to be scared. That was like one of my big moves. So I'm standing there. And he was the toughest dude, man. This kid, Brad Castleman, and he's a great guy, and we're friends now. But somebody next to me took my arm and pushed it into him, right?
Oh, shit.
So I didn't even get to throw a punch, dude. They just, it's like somebody standing there watching took my arm and fucking pushed it right into him. And I guess that counts. So next thing you know, man, we were throwing hands, and I think I got in one decent shot that I still remember made me feel like a fucking man.
That's
bro.
what I'm talking about. You got to get that one hit in, man.
And it's funny because I remember getting the one hit more than I remember the probably 4 or 5 hits that I took.
Yeah, exactly.
And it just, you're right. It did give me some sense of like, oh man, I can't even. I could feel the joy that I had in my fist and in my heart a little more than I could feel the pain that I had on my face.
Definitely.
Which is kind of interesting. I never really thought about it till just now. But yeah, there's something that's, like I had just been through it, you know? Like Dustin Poirier always talks about, like, you know, you go through these fights and, you know, win or lose, there's something different about you after, you know? There's like, you're like battle tested.
Hell, after that fight, after my last fight, I got an adrenaline burst after the fight. Like during the fight, like I just was just completely calm on, you know, leading up to the fight, everything. But afterwards, dude, it was just like adrenaline went through the roof after the fight. Like, cause I guess I knew the fight was done, and then my adrenaline went like crazy.
What'd y'all do to celebrate after?
Ate some cheeseburgers and really, you know, I don't go crazy. I don't party or nothing like that. So I just ate some cheeseburgers, kicked it with some buddies, and then just went to sleep. Got about 3 hours of sleep. So,
and did you? Because your last fight, it was in Washington D.C., right? Was it the first time you'd ever been up there?
Yep.
Did you get to do any tourist stuff up there?
No, when I'm going up there for the fight, I usually don't walk around hardly any, just because it takes strength from your legs. Like if you want to walk to the Capitol, you're probably walking 3-4 miles by the time it's all said and done. I mean, that could, because you're already going to be fatigued from cutting your weight. I mean, you could argue that it helps you lose your weight walking around, but I don't want to lose my weight till an hour to 2 hours before the weigh-ins. I don't want to lose it 3 days before, you know. So when I get to the fight, I just chill at the hotel. I really don't do shit. I'll walk to a restaurant that's close, and that's it. Just because I don't want to fatigue my legs by walking around. Because that little bit of walking could give you soreness. You don't move back when you're supposed to. Your feet's what keep you safe. For me, my feet is what keeps me safe, my ability to move my feet. So if my legs was 1 ounce too tired and there was a big punch coming and I'm thinking, I could just block this instead of move, I need to be thinking move my feet the whole fight. So I want them as fresh as I'll take ice baths and stuff like that. The week of the fight, I take a lot of ice baths just to try to keep my legs fresh. That's what keeps me safe from getting hit is my feet.
Yeah, so it's feet first, really, for you.
Yeah, I like to, I like to just, and I guess it's because I played basketball for all them years. That's the only thing I could think of. I got a boxing coach. He says, no, it ain't from basketball. He said, you just given that by God, you know, but I don't know what it is, but I've got good feet. And actually, when you first start fighting, man, it takes you a long time to find out what you are specifically good at. Like, you know,
you know what? That's funny, man. I can relate to that with comedy. Like just years of not like thinking, oh, maybe I'm this type of guy, you know? Maybe I'm the, you know, the angry guy, or maybe I'm the, you know, the guy that does like a backflip at the end of his set or something, and you're like, fuck, I ain't that guy.
No, that
I ain't that
me.
guy.
That ain't
maybe
me.
I'm the fat black guy, and you're like, nope, I ain't that guy. Like,
well, fighting is the same way, man.
Yeah, I
It's
could
like,
see that a little bit. You're kind of figuring out who you are.
Yeah, figuring out what
your strong suits are.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm confident now, dude. You know, so much more confident than when I started, and you know, I just visualize myself winning every fight. You know, I visualize winning, and I know how I can do it. I know my God-given abilities and talents, and I think I can beat anybody, dude. You know, and
did you always feel that way, or is this because I love how confidence grows in someone? You know, I think it's, you know, there are times when I used to go on a stage for a big show and I would be scared of the stage. I'm thinking about where the audience is. I'm thinking about how I'm going to look when I walk out there. I'm thinking about a lot of different things. And then over time, like, you know, now I have a bigger environment show and I don't even think about any of that. I just think about, well, you know, time to go to work, you know, but it's interesting how slowly a confidence built after different, you know, over time.
Yeah. Same with me, man. And same thing. We're like full grown bucks now. You know, we're out there roaming. I'm extremely confident. You know what I mean? And I don't want to come off as cocky because, you know, I'm not saying bet the farm I'm going to win every fight.
Yeah, but you could bet a couple fucking You could bet
A couple thousand.
Yeah, right. Dude, you could bet a couple of them fucking mountain goats on your boy. You know?
Hey, my coach, he won 2,700.
Did he?
Yeah.
He bet on you?
He probably put down at least 500 to 1,000.
Wow.
I mean, we were extremely and the fight went exactly how my coach said. He said, cook him to the bone. You know, went in there, cooked him to the bone. He told me before the fight, he was like, I really don't see you getting hit. And because he knows I don't give a shit. I'll get hit. You know, I don't give a shit. That's not going to deter me. When I'll go in there and fucking die if I have to, because it's, you know, he said, man, I just don't think he's going to hit you this fight. I really don't. I think his style, this dude, he swings heavy and hard, but you move. And just like he said, he swung hard, but they're slow. So I've seen it. I move my feet. I think there's people that would hit me more, you know.
Were you surprised at the speed of the punches? Were you surprised at it a little bit? Like, do you ever know, like, is it sometimes you're expecting, you don't know what it's going to be like, and you're like, oh, that's it? I can deal with that? That must create a lot of confidence in you when you're out there.
But when a fight first started, I remember putting him on the cage. I remember backing up, and this dude, you know, he's a striker. So right when he put his back to the cage, I thought already, well, he's a little bit more timid than me, you know. Doesn't mean he can't knock you out with his back to the cage, but I got him kind of where I want him, you know. So right off the bat, I'm thinking, okay, you know, I got him backed up, and then I remember he faked, and I bit on his fake just because I come out there playing it safe right off the bat. I don't want to get knocked out right off the bat, you know. I want to, so he faked. I pulled my feet back, and so if he was good at reading at that point, he knows when I go to throw the second time, he's going to pull back again. So I just kind of like backstepped, you know, just out of range. So, and I think he did. I think he made that read. He said, okay. So he now measures his counterattack. And when he threw the second, because the first time he didn't throw, he faked. And I moved like a foot back. Well, now he knows, okay, he's going to move about a foot back. So the second time he really does throw and he steps forward. So he progresses.
Oh, I see what you're saying. He knows where you're going to end up.
Yeah. And so he knew right off this, because you can see I bit on one of his fakes. I backed up right when he's going to fake something here. And that's a side kick. That's that range. I think he fakes a right hand maybe. But that one I get under, you see that right hand? I didn't see what that was in the fight. Had no fucking clue. I just knew he threw something. I didn't know if it was a right or a left. But that's just a testament to my training.
Just instincts.
And I have a boxing coach who does a lot of mitt work with me, and that's a testament to him. But I mean, I didn't even see the punch. You know, I just ducked.
Is it scary to start to realize that that you're getting good at something that you really love?
I mean,
does that make any sense to you?
I like it. It makes sense to me. I know what you're saying, but okay. I enjoy it. I like it. And it's really fucked up because you could really go in there and die, and it could be terrible. You could go get brain retarded, but I'm already halfway there, so there ain't much to lose, you know. Yeah. So it's you know what I'm saying. It's so, but all in all, it could be terrible, you know. But I have just learned to just enjoy it, you know. And I don't know if I should, you know. It's kind of fucked up in the head that I enjoy it, but I do. I enjoy it.
Well, it's a limited class of people that do. I mean, it's such a small amount. I mean, it's smaller than. I mean, it's just such a small number of people that try it and then like it. Mm-hmm. You know, I don't even know what you would compare it to. We got a question right here from some guy who looks semi-nude right here.
I also got to say, I won 200 on the under.
Yes.
I've actually seen Matt Sales weirdly fight before he was in the UFC, like in person 3 times. It just randomly happened, so I didn't want to bet against him. I liked you both, but I took the under and cashed out.
Well, he's a good striker, man.
Yeah. Did you meet him when you went down to Alliance? Because he's with Dominic Cruz, right?
He definitely is, and I don't know if I did or not. It was so many years ago, and I've been hit so many times, I really can't remember. But I'm sure he was there at the very least, you know. But he's a good striker. I didn't, you know, I would have engaged him on the feet, but I knew he didn't want to be on the ground, so that's where I want to go.
Here we go.
I got a question for Bryce Mitchell. If you could apply your scrotum mangulation to any other fighter on the UFC roster, who would it be? Gang, gang. Fuck a buzz, buzz. Gang.
And I think he's talking about that drill into the nuts, man. That's your next finishing move,
So
isn't it?
hey, that shit'll finish somebody. I promise you. That'll
And you put how big was that bit you put in your bag?
probably about 6 inches long. Yeah.
You want to get people up to speed?
Yeah, sorry for people that aren't up to speed. You tell them, Bryce.
Well, I was building a roof over my camper, a metal roof with a wood frame.
Oh yeah, it's like a story out of the Bible.
Pretty much.
I mean, definitely a deleted chapter.
And so I'm up there building that wood frame. I got my drill in my hands, and I'm holding up a board to size it up to find out where this board's gonna go. And then I, decided I needed 2 hands to hold this board properly to make sure it's level. Because I'm just eyeballing it. I'm not even using a level. It don't have to be perfect. I'm not building a Sistine Chapel. I'm building a fucking roof over a trailer. So it's, I'm just eyeballing it. I'm looking at it, and I put the drill in my pants, and the sumbitch goes off. And man, it was terrible. Let me tell you.
And you were on the ladder?
I was on the ladder. I was on a ladder 20 foot up in the air. If I'd have fell, I'd have died. And at first I thought it ripped my wiener off. And so, I really did. It got...
Were you afraid to open your pants up?
Yeah, I
would be too.
I was afraid, but then I knew I had to.
Like a present from the devil,
I was
dude.
I was thinking, man, if this ripped my wiener off, I'm just gonna die. It's okay, it's whatever. You've lived a good life, but
You'd have had to take your own life, though. They ain't gonna kill you. It'd be like, damn.
I might have just sat there and bled out. I might not have took myself to the hospital.
There you go, man.
But I opened my pants, and I remember seeing my nuts wrapped up, and there was blood and semen leaking, and there was I could see a testicle wrapped up. But I was so happy. It was just like the life was just right back in me.
Because you had a chance to.
Because my wiener was there. Oh. And my wiener was there. When I was like, thank God.
When you see that intact fucking penis, it fucking boosts your spirits.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh, dude, if I take mine out right now and look at it, I'll feel better.
That's what I'm saying, man. And so I'm sitting there, and I'm just like, okay, well, I'm still in a shitty situation.
Because it went through your pants, right? Oh no, you put it into your pants. That's right.
Yeah, I didn't
as
have
a tool belt.
Yeah, I didn't have a tool belt. That's where I fucked up.
And so then you drove. Yeah, bro, that's such a fucking risky move.
It's bad business, man. I didn't even put the safety on.
Bro, if somebody even just takes bro, it's like if you sit naked somewhere, like in your apartment or house, and you put a fucking pair of scissors, open them up, and then set them by your penis, dude, you will flip the fuck out, bro.
And imagine, I'm so stupid, I put a damn live drill in my pants. That's how damn stupid I am. I'm telling you, I've been hit too many times. And so I'm trying to get this drill out, and I tug on it, and it ain't going. Like it's all entangled up in there.
Yeah, and there's a lot in there. People don't realize that.
That's what I'm saying. There's
Can you pull up a picture of that? There's fluids. They got the
They got fluids and stuff. It's like this weird mucus and slime shit comes out your nuts. It was
Oh, that's your family, bro. It's supposed to be your family.
Yeah.
Bro, that's your genetics rolling out them bags, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at that nut. That thing is a real artistic fucking little deal.
And it actually had my big nut too. Is my left nut.
Oh, the low one?
My left nut's way bigger, and it was wrapped up. And so I was like, no, dude, not the big nut. You know what I'm saying?
If you got a big one, you should have been in chorus. That's what they used to tell us in school. They used to tell us, look at your nuts. If you got a big one, you're supposed to be in chorus.
And see, even in that picture, the left one's sitting lower. You see what I'm saying? That's how mine is. That's how mine is.
Well, that
might be a picture of mine.
It really is, right? It could be a drawing. I don't know, dude. It doesn't have any fucking drills in it, so I don't think it's yours.
And so I reverse this drill, right? And I reverse it, put it in reverse, and the testicle unwinds, and I'm just sitting there. I throw the drill down. I got a big old gaping hole in my nuts, and I'm leaking out a lot of blood. Just drove to the hospital.
What'd you wrap around him? You wrap anything around him? You just hold it?
I just held him.
Yeah.
I just held him with one hand, and then was driving with the other, and then when I got to the hospital, the nurses was out there talking shit. That's what made me mad. I could hear them. I didn't want to make a scene because I thought they literally might kick me out of the hospital. I wanted to be like, hey, I can hear you, bitch, But, I mean, she was making
What are they saying? This guy fucking drilled his nuts together?
They're like, this guy's an idiot. I mean, they're literally saying that. I can hear like 3 nurses out there. He did what?
Yeah.
He drilled his nuts up. What an idiot. He's an idiot. And, I'm just sitting here. I'm just so mad. I'm just trying to relax because I already know if I go fuck you, they're going to kick me out of the hospital with these split up nuts, and I'm going to have to go to Little Rock with half a nut sewn up, And
so Lord knows they're probably not going to be able to figure it out over there.
That's
bro.
what I'm saying,
That's what I'm saying. You could have been traveling all across the Southeast with these fucking with this bad bag, dude.
That's what I'm saying, man. And so I had to just sit there and take one on the chin. And everything got fixed up, so I'm really lucky. I probably should have died.
Dang, man! And you don't have any children of your own, no?
No, sir.
Yeah.
No, hopefully not.
Yeah. And do you think about it? It's not you think about yet.
I mean, if I don't want one, I really don't. But maybe in the future, maybe. I'm so busy right now. I'd like to devote all my time and. You know what I'm saying, to my child. But right now, it's like I'd have to put all my career, like I couldn't go to L.A., or if I did, then I wouldn't be getting to see my kids for 3 days. I'd be worried about that the whole time. So I really don't want the responsibilities.
Yeah. Not everyone is a fighter, but sometimes you want to dress up like a job that you could have, or you might have the job. I'm talking about nursing, doctoring, dentisting, or people that work in medicine and healthcare. And there's a company called Figs. It's an amazing company. It's making scrubs stylish and functional for the people who deserve it most. For years, nurses and dentists and doctors were forced to wear scratchy, ill-fitting scrubs, almost burlap. Ooh. But Figs scrubs are infused with antimicrobial properties to control odors. They're ridiculously soft, moisture wicking, and features 4-way stretch. Figs gives back as well. Every time you shop at Figs, they give scrubs to healthcare providers in need around the world through their Threads for Threads initiative. Show how much you care at the end of the year with Figs. This holiday season, Figs is going to make that easy by providing you with 15% off your first purchase by using our code Theo. Get ready to love your scrubs. Head to wearfigs.com and enter our code THEO at checkout. My sister is getting Figs. She already knows it. I've said it before. And here's the crazy part. I forgot to ask her what size, so I'm really interested to see if they fit. She is a nurse in Baton Rouge, and I'm very proud of her. That's right, Figs. This past weekend is brought to you by Skillshare. Not everybody could fight or wrestle or twister. Not everybody could wring their neighbor's neck if they want to over a hay issue. But Skillshare is an online learning community for creators. With more than 25,000 classes in design, business, and more, you'll discover countless ways to fuel your curiosity. They have classes in social media marketing, mobile photography, creative writing, and even illustration. Whether you're looking to discover a new passion, start a side hustle, or gain professional skills, Skillshare is there to keep you learning, thriving, and reaching those new goals. Are you a freelancer? Try bookkeeping for freelancers, how to handle your finances. It's funny because I need to hire someone to do that right now. Join the millions of students already learning on Skillshare today with a special offer just for our listeners. Get 2 months of Skillshare for free. That's right. Skillshare is offering TPW listeners 2 months of unlimited access to over 25,000 classes for free. Go to Skillshare.com/TheoVon. Again, go to Skillshare.com/TheoVon to start your 2 months now. That's Skillshare.com/TheoVon. And now back to the episode.
Did you finish the roof?
Hell yeah, brother. That roof is done.
Is it?
I was going to get the roof done or die trying.
Now, is it a roof, one of those ones that's kind of a freestanding roof that's separate from the trailer? That's what my sister has.
Yeah. Let me show you a picture of it. It's a lean style. And the reason I did that is because I want to put, it's not the A-frame. It's like one high side, one low side. I want to put solar panels on one side of it, and I face that side towards the sun.
Oh, wow.
So, oh shit, my phone's off. I'll show you a picture of it. Cool. I'm proud of it.
And what animals do you guys have living over there at your house? Do you have any pets of your own? Do you have any pets?
Yeah, we got 2 dogs.
Oh yeah.
But once I get all the farming equipment and everything, I'm gonna get chickens first.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get cattle. and I'm gonna get a milk cow. When I get a milk cow, I'm gonna get hogs, because a milk cow, it can produce 5 gallons a day, and I mean, we won't even need but 2 gallons a week.
You give 3 gallons to the hogs.
Yeah, every day.
Wow.
Yeah, and to the pups.
Damn.
So when I get a milk cow, now a milk cow's more responsibility than regular cattle. So I'm gonna
What do you got to walk them and everything?
Well, you got to milk them every day. They dry up.
Oh yeah.
And
isn't that crazy? If you don't milk them, they dry up. Really interesting. Yeah, one time I was somewhere, dude, doing something, and we were looking for mushrooms, and this man had a dairy, and he ended up letting us drink right out of the pail after the milk came out.
Right out the teat.
I didn't get anything out the teat, Brian. I'm trying to go to heaven, bro.
Hey, that's as fresh as it gets right there, man.
Yeah, dude, but the Lord catches you sucking on an animal, bro.
Hey, somebody had to figure it out first. How do you think they figured it out?
Well, look, I'm glad they figured it out. That is true, though. Somebody had to figure it out first.
I ain't messed up about it, man.
Let's get another call from one of our listeners, man.
I gotta show you this roof, brother.
Oh yeah, I want to see it.
What up, Theo? What up, Bryce? It's your boy Alejandro coming at you guys from Chicago. My question's for Bryce. I tuned into that season of The Ultimate Fighter you were on. Obviously a bunch of undefeated fighters. I'm just wondering how you took that first loss, even though it's not on your record. How'd you mentally deal with that, being able to come back with that same mentality of an undefeated fighter? Thank you guys. You guys are the best. Gang, gang. And Bryce, Reebok better get you them damn camo shorts.
Hell yeah, my brother.
They won't, though, will they?
Well, it's just gonna take time.
It's gonna
Trust
take
me.
time. I like it.
They're gonna fold before I fold.
I like your attitude, bro.
Here's that little roof, though.
That's
That
the
little-
truth.
You gotta check this shit out.
Oh man, that's beautiful, dude.
I'm not an engineer, I just bought some wood and some metal, started putting shit together, man.
That's good, man. You guys are right there by the power lines too, huh?
Well, I had to put that in. That runs to the road. I put that line in.
Oh, that's awesome, man. And is that a chicken coop in the back too?
Doghouse.
Oh, it's up on stilts, huh?
Yeah, the coyotes.
Oh, damn.
A lot of coyotes out there. Them coyotes can't walk up there. They're too. Maybe if they was starving to death, they would, but they just.
Dude, you did a great job, man. That's
Thank
cool.
you, brother.
Yeah,
Thank you very
that's
much.
really cool.
Alejandro, my brother. So how I deal with that loss on the show, man, it's just like every other loss. That ain't the first time I've had my ass whooped. When nobody was looking, my neighbor Jimmy knocked me out in the front yard. I guess that it would be.
Hit you with them haymakers,
Yeah,
huh?
Jimmy's got a haymaker. Let me tell you, Jimmy knock your ass out with that left hook,
really?
bro. Dude, Jimmy hits hard as shit. And don't fuck Jimmy's sister either. He'll. I didn't do it. I seen somebody fuck Jimmy's sister, and woo, that's not
Look,
good.
dude, here's what I learned. If you ain't the one doing it, if you watching from the window, that still counts, bro. That's one thing I learned the hard
Well,
way.
me and Jimmy was just training. That's when he knocked me out. Was in training, but that was way back in the day. But ever since I was a little kid, I've been getting my ass whooped.
It doesn't. You're not afraid. It's not. There must not be a fear of that. You're not afraid of.
No, I would say I'm more when I talk about what could go bad in a fight, I'm always more worried about me doing something and not performing to the best of my ability. It's not the fact that dude could bust you up, break your nose, all that shit. That sucks.
Right.
But what really would get me is if I did something embarrassing. If I went in there and just brought shame to my family. That's something I couldn't live with. I go in there to fight, bring honor to my family. Anybody in my family say, wow, win or lose, that kid's a fucking fighter. He fought, he did his job. That's your job, is to go in there and fight to the best of your ability. Not to win. It's just to give it every damn thing you got. And, but yeah, that wasn't my first loss on the Ultimate Fighter, but I'd say just dealing with losses in general, man, you just, it's shitty, and life is a bitch, man. You just gonna have to. It's life. You know what I'm saying? And I got people. What I visualize is me providing for the people that I love. You know what I'm saying? That's what my ultimate goal in this sport is, and that's the only reason that I'm doing it. It's because I think the people I love are gonna live better lives one day. I know they are. And if I have to walk through losses, ass kickings, embarrassment. People talking shit to me on Twitter. I can't even have an Instagram and a Twitter and a Facebook no more. Because people talk shit to me. I can't handle it. When people talk shit to me, like I said, I visualize hurting them, and
Oh yeah, you
And
can't. If
I
you
can't
get too
have
deep in that stuff, it'll
I
get
can't.
bad.
I had to delete my Twitter, my Instagram. Well, Instagram was because of squirrel pictures. They started taking down my squirrel pictures.
Oh yeah. I know.
So I
And
said,
now, why
"Fuck
is that? So Instagram took it down just because you put it up as a meat, as a edible.
Yeah, and it's like, dude, people.
They say cruelty to animals.
Yeah, that's
Well, that's
it.
fucking insane.
That's
If
bullshit.
you need the animal, if you're eating the animal to
Eating the
live, or
animal.
you're
That's
eating
what
the
I'm saying.
animal.
That's what I'm saying. And people post pictures of cheeseburgers.
Yeah.
And steaks and all this shit. Guess what? I don't care what kind of world you live in fucking fantasy world. They fucking killed a cow to get that steak,
Yeah.
to get that burger. And not only did they kill it, I killed them squirrels in about 2 seconds, and they lived a natural life.
And how do you kill them? Rear naked choke? What do you do with them?
Well, if it was a deer, I'd rear naked choke it. Actually,
I'd love to see you get on a squirrel though with that real small, like an arm bar him.
man, the last deer I killed, I rear naked choked it, man.
Yeah.
I didn't even shoot it. I mean, no bullshit.
And did you sneak up on it?
Yeah, it was a doe. It was sleeping. It was about a 3-hour ordeal. I was sitting up in a deer stand. And I called this doe in. Everybody says the doe was retarded or had
Something
some
was wrong with
CWD. I'm telling you, it was a perfectly healthy doe. I just got its ass. I waited. I was patient, and I got really lucky. It wasn't just so much skill. It was a lot of luck. But what happened is I was calling in this doe, and lays down in front of me, goes to sleep, and I shoot at it with my crossbow, and I missed. And it only had one bolt.
And it didn't move?
It got up and looked around. It looked it, but them crossbows, it's not like a gun. It just sounds like a branch breaking, So it got up and it looked around and it went right back to sleep.
Oh, lazy, huh?
Yeah, lazy, man.
Must have been Sunday, or must have been a day off.
Dude, it's just my lucky day, man. I was just meant to get that deer, I'm telling you, because I just had the feeling. I was like, I visualized getting it, because it was, like I said, I called it in for 3 hours, and I really had to piss, and there was this little protein cookie sitting right by me in the deer stand. I knew I wanted to take a piss, and I wanted to eat that cookie.
Yeah.
I was like, man, if you piss, that deer's going to smell it. If you reach for that cookie, the wrapper's going to make a noise. I was like, you can just, so for 3 hours, I'm sitting there just staring at this deer, not moving. It's cold. I finally shoot and I miss, and dude, it's the most disappointing feeling ever. And I instantly thought, man, this deer's going to get away. I didn't get no meat on my table.
And when it went back to sleep, then how did you make that move?
I thought, well, I'm going to try some crazy shit. And I started making my way down to the deer. I started making my way down the deer stand.
You tiptoe? You rollerblade?
Bro, that's the definition of tiptoe. I'm walking like an Indian,
on
bro.
the tops. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, I get halfway down the deer stand, and I start thinking, why don't I just grab my hatchet, because I could chop it. But I'm already halfway down the deer stand. So
You're not
it's
going back.
Too late.
Yeah.
And then I start thinking, you know what? I'm better with my bare hands, because that's what I do for a living. So I start thinking, okay, I'm going to get this doe. And there's a dead tree pointing at it. So it was probably about 35 yards away, 40 yards away when I started. There's a dead tree pointing at it. So I walked the whole length of that dead tree, no noise at all.
Right, real quiet.
Couldn't hear me.
Yeah.
Nothing could hear me. So now I'm up close to it. When I got to the end of that dead tree, I'm like from here to that window away from it. I'm thinking, I'm going to get this fucking deer.
Yeah.
I take my gloves off, because I had on big, thick gloves. But when you get that close to
you
it,
can't. Yeah, you're gonna have to have straight on the hand.
that's when the reality set in. It's like, I'm not just trying to do this shit. I'm about to get my hands on it.
Right.
So I take my gloves off.
You can't go up there all fucking just soft mitten.
No, you want the grip.
Yeah.
So I take my gloves off. I'm like, dude, this shit's getting real. And that's when my adrenaline was just like, it felt like a fight, like a literal.
And he's still asleep?
It's a she.
It's a
but
she.
yeah, she's sleeping, completely
Does
asleep.
that change your vibe any that it's a man or a woman you're about to attack?
No, it's all meat.
Yeah.
I wouldn't attack a small one, but just because it's it has a potential to grow bigger, so you
Right.
could harvest that meat later.
I see what you're saying.
But I have no, you're killing something either way, whether it's a male or female, and I'm not even into the trophy hunting. I really don't care if it's the biggest buck in the world. If somebody asks, would you rather have the biggest buck ever, some 12-pointer, or 3 does?
Yeah.
I'll take 3 does. There's more meat. I'm really just there for the meat. And so then it was a wet day. It rained all day before. And so especially if you're squirrel hunting or something, that's the best time to do it, is when it's damp outside. Them leaves don't crunch, So Then it fell asleep. Then to make it even more lucky, like I said, it was meant to be. It wasn't just because of my skill. It was God was giving that shit to me. He wanted that food on the table. He wanted me to have that experience. And the deer fell asleep on a game trail. So it fell asleep on a damp day on a game trail. And on the game trail, that's where all these other deer were walking. So they've already crunched the leaves for me.
Oh.
So it's like there's hardly any leaves there. The few leaves that there are, it's wet. This deer cannot hear me.
This is a layup.
This is a fucking setup.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This deer got
dude.
set up, dude.
You're thinking Chris Hansen might pop out from one of these trees.
Yeah.
You're like, oh.
Well, dude, I get up there on the deer. I mean, I didn't make a noise, man. It was perfect conditions. Wow. And then I text my coach. I had my phone in my pocket. I straddled the deer. When I straddled the deer, that's when I text my coach. And
it's still asleep?
Still asleep.
And you're texting?
I'm texting.
Damn,
and the only reason I was texting my coach is because I really thought that doe might get up and whoop my ass. It's about 100+ pound doe. And those fuckers are strong, man. And
you can close your Postmates app at that point, dude, because you're fucking about to eat.
Oh, yeah. Well, I texted my coach. I texted him, help, and run. And because I didn't want to explain to him, hey, I'm about to choke out a deer. Like, he would be like,
yeah, it's
what?
a lot.
It's a lot. So
do they have a deer emoji? I don't even know if they have that.
They do.
They do.
Well, I just text him, help, run, because I want him thinking I'm about to die.
Right.
So he gets there quickly as possible. So right after I sent the text, he said, okay. And shit, I hopped on that deer. I couldn't get my right hand in because the way it was laying on its right side. So I choked it with my weaker arm, with choking. I put my left arm on it and wrapped my ankles. You know, did the standard little ankle lock. You know, I couldn't do a body triangle, so I just crossed my ankles and squeezed the ever living shit out of it. Just squeezed it for about 5 minutes till my coach got there.
And did it feel good or bad?
Well, the thing was kicking so hard that I thought it was alive when he got there. And I thought that the fucker was going to get away. You know, I really did. I mean, it was just convulsing and twitching so hard. I couldn't control its back legs at all. I had its front legs pretty good with my legs around them. And my knees was pinching. So its front legs I felt good about. And, you know, I had it by the head. Yeah. But them back legs, dude, they're just kicking up dirt, just panicking, just kicking up, mud's flying.
Oh, yeah, like a fucking angry baseball coach.
Yeah. And so coach comes over and he's like, what are you doing? He says, what are you doing? And I already know what he's thinking in his head, so I didn't even try to. I said I didn't fucking shoot it because I already know in his head.
He thinks you shot it. You're over here just fucking around.
I said I didn't fucking shoot it, and he goes, "What?" I said I swear to God I didn't shoot it. I said I swear to God. He said, you're kidding. I said, I swear to God, stab this motherfucker. He's going to get away. Because my arm was cramping. I mean, I was squeezing it for 5 minutes, and this thing is just kicking as hard as it was when I first. It didn't slow down. It was just
Not
kicking.
a bit.
Not a bit.
And you had to expect it was going to start to slow down, huh?
Yeah, it didn't. So
do you know where its windpipe is or anything? I mean,
yeah, right here.
Okay.
Just same.
And that's where you're on?
I'm on it. Yeah, I'm on its throat. I mean, I'm on it. I've finished most of my fights with rear naked choke. So, you know, if there's one thing I can finish, it's that damn rear naked choke. And I'm doing it just like I should, but I'm just like, shit, this thing is tough as shit. You can't choke a deer, you know? And he said, what do you want me to do? And I said,
you never see deers choking each other.
Yeah. And so I'm like, you know, stab him, quick, stab her. And
he stabbed her?
Well, he said, I don't got my knife. I said, run up to the deer stand, get my hatchet, because my hatchet was in the deer stand, the one that I forgot. So he runs up there, runs back, and he finally goes to chop its neck. And when I let go, that deer was dead. Because the head went limp. Mm-hmm. Even though the body was twitching, the head went completely limp, and it was like, you know, made like a moan that started out high, but then ended up, it's like, you know, like that was its last bit of air coming out of the lungs. So I already knew that then he chopped its neck anyway, just to make sure that it was dead.
Damn.
But, but while I was choking it, I really thought the deer was alive. I didn't know till I let go that I'd already killed it.
Damn. So it could have been dead that whole time.
Probably was after about 2 minutes.
Damn, bro. Yeah. That's almost like a rodeo a little bit at that point. Like,
shit was wild, man.
I'd pay money to see that.
That dude, dead deer riding? Bareback dead deer riding? I'd watch it.
The shit was wild, and I know people are going to be hating on me, these animal cruelty people. Hey, that's the best way. If you're a deer, you want me to choke you to death every time. Because let me tell you what, these deer... they die no matter what. No matter if I choke them or coyotes eat them or they get old and hit by a cart, they're gonna die, and that's the most painless way to die. That deer is probably unconscious. Trust me, I've been choked out a lot. Okay, that deer is probably unconscious in about 7 seconds, and it was waking up from a nap. Can you imagine waking up from a nap and then just basically going right back to? I mean, you're not even gonna know what's going on.
Yeah, you're barely awake. You're like, what was that? And then you're going to heaven.
Yeah, and I mean, I sat there, man, and like I said, God wanted me to have that meat. I sat there.
That's a layup, man.
That's what I'm saying, man. God put that deer there for me. I said a prayer. I said, thank you for, right before I took the shot, in my head, I said, God, thank you for giving this meat to me. My family needs it. I'm going to, put it towards me, the kids, the girl. We're all going to eat good off this deer. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful. I take the shot and miss. God said, you're going to have to work harder than that.
Dang, bruh.
Yeah.
I said, look, man.
Shit ain't easy out here, buddy.
Yeah. Oh, man, that's a beautiful story, dude.
But, that's the most painless way to go out, getting choked out. Think about it. Deer get shot in the ass all the time or the gut.
Oh, yeah.
And they run away. They never get found. They die 3 hours later. They slowly bleed to death. I mean,
or a net, get hit by a Volvo, get hit by a van. Imagine getting hit by a fucking van, dude.
Yeah.
Not even an SUV, bro.
And these assholes, they don't even
that.
keep the meat, man.
Yeah.
They'll drive off and the deer's just sitting there moaning, crying. It's like, anytime I see a deer on the side of the road, if it's still alive, I'm cutting the throat and putting it in the trunk. These people just drive off and leave them.
Yeah, and in a lot of areas, people want to say, like, yeah, I agree. Don't choke a deer out in the fucking middle of Beverly Hills, right? I get it. I understand how those people think that way. But in rural Arkansas or in a place where people eat meat, use it all the time, man, it's just part of life, dude.
I'm not opposed to choking one out in the park.
Yeah.
Out here, what you said, Beverly Park?
Yeah. I think we can set it up. Yeah.
Let's go hunting, man.
Over in Beverly Park. Dude, I'm trying to think of what you could catch around here. You could probably shoot some Antifa, some of those people, dude.
Yeah,
Speaking of,
here we have a question right here that came in.
but speaking of Antifa, I wanted to ask this. You said you don't really go on the social media, but I'm wondering if your manager filled you in, like what kind of response you got after Trump quote tweeted you.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Oh,
man.
yeah, it's a wild try. You got a quote from the president.
Man, that's amazing, man.
That's so wild, huh?
And like I said, my mom, she don't support my MMA career at all. She's always saying, I want you to quit. I want this to be the last one. I don't want you to do this again. But man, when she found out Donald Trump tweeted me, she called and she said, oh my God. She was just screaming. She said, Donald Trump. I mean, she likes Donald Trump a lot.
She was excited, huh?
She was super excited. I mean, that's probably the most proud of me she's ever been at and what's funny is my papa, I love my papa very much.
And this your grandfather?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. He's still alive. After my last fight, he said, man, you did good. And I'm just telling him I love him and telling him thanks and everything. And I said, you see the governor text me? He said, the president text you? I said, no, the president ain't texted me yet. I said, that might be a while. The next fight, the president messages me. I said, wow.
Isn't that interesting?
That's amazing.
And it's funny how sometimes you can almost feel stuff like that. You can feel sometimes certain things going to happen in your life a little bit. Like sometimes you get a little bit of a premonition in a weird way.
Yeah, I like that word, premonition. That's I'm gonna start using that word. That's what I get. I get premonitions and stuff.
Yeah,
and it's
and
like,
those are real, man. Those are really, really real. Like I remember getting one of I remember like they have an actor that hit me up about being in a movie earlier this year. Mm-hmm. And a couple of weeks before, I've been looking on Instagram and I'd seen that he liked something of mine. Mm-hmm. And I'd be like, man, it would be so wild if he hit me up and asked me about being in a film. Mm-hmm. It'd be so interesting. Mm-hmm. And then 2 weeks later, it happened, Mm-hmm. It's just, I don't have any ego in it. It's just interesting how those premonitions can be real. Sometimes people just shake them off like it's nothing.
No, I used to shake them off.
Me too.
I used to shake them off, bro. And now I look at them like that. I know exactly what you're talking about. I feel the same way about it, man. It's almost strange and weird, but yeah I like those too myself.
Yeah.
It's even more wild he asked you and you said no.
Yeah. Yeah. And here's the craziest part about the movie. I'm walking down the street. I got into this film and then I backed out of it. It was just too much of a time commitment.
Yeah.
I'm walking down the street the other night and I see a guy who's in the movie. And I said, how's it going? He's like, man, I'm just bummed. I have to fly back out tomorrow. We still got to shoot scenes. I got to fly back out in 2 weeks.
You didn't want that being you.
Right. And man, at that one moment, I was like, oh, I made the right choice for myself, you know, even though I think either choice would have been okay. But I was like, oh, I trusted whatever instinct was in me. I trusted it, you know. Did you always feel like, because I know coming from like a humble beginning in that sort of place and coming from a, just coming from kind of like and I don't want to say redneck. I don't believe in a lot of that kind of stuff, but I think of like rural, coming from a more simpler place. Did you ever feel like you were destined for something bigger? Like, did you ever honestly feel like that for yourself? Because some people never think that, or never have that desire. Did you? That's a better word. Some people never have that desire for something bigger, more grandiose, kind of. Did you ever think that, or is this all just been kind of like as your platform is growing and your name in your sport? Is it just been kind of a surprise?
I think that what you just described there, I've heard people that I train with, because I've been talking about wanting to be in the UFC for over 10 years now. Since it wasn't overnight. This is a long time ago. And when you first start, everybody thinks that's impossible, and I've heard people in the gym that I train with that are good people, more talented than myself. I don't have a lot of talent. I have
that's awesome, bro.
I fucking work hard and I'm tough as shit and I'm not scared of nobody, and that's...
Oh, well, then I don't have that, dude. I think I have some talent. Sorry, I don't have that. But I work hard, but I'm not tough as nobody.
You definitely
and I'm afraid
hard,
of a lot
man.
of shit, man.
No, you definitely work hard.
I have worked hard, though.
And,
The guys in the gym?
Yeah, they're more talented than you saying?
And the guy in the gym, and this was probably more than 10 years ago, dude said, man, I said, man, can't you wait till we get to UFC? Isn't that going to be fucking badass? And he said, man, we're just never going to make it from this little town. That's what he said. And so man, people do think about like stuff like that. It's never stopped me, ever.
Yeah, it's just not part of your brain. It's not part of how your brain does it.
No, and I think it adds coolness to the story too. Doing something from somewhere that a lot of other people aren't doing. It makes me unique, and not just my personality or whatever, where I'm from. It makes my fighting style unique. I'm doing some shit I'm doing shit that you don't see at some of these other gyms, man, where you got 50 MMA fighters. I'm doing some top secret shit.
Yeah, I love that, man. And do you love that a little bit? I mean, do you start to think like, what else can I do that is unique?
Yeah,
because things always evolve. I remember people started dribbling the basketball. Like every little thing in sports, things always evolve. Someone finds a new way of doing it, a little bit of a new way, or a new look, or a new vibe, really. And is that something you start to feel a little bit like?
Man, I wouldn't have imagined if you'd have told me when I started that I would have evolved as much as, and really nobody knows how much I've evolved as a fighter besides myself.
Right.
Because now I know what I'm capable of and I know where I started. Nobody else does. They just see from the outside. But I'm telling you, man, I would have never imagined there was so many and it's like every day you learn, you work something new, and I'm always trying to learn something new. I just wouldn't have imagined that it'll probably be like that till I retire, and then after I retire I'll just train for fun. And I'll probably be that old dude that still saved up a couple ass whoopings and have some new moves to try out on some young punk.
Yeah.
That's just talking some shit to me.
Take somebody fucking down at the fucking over at Wally World, bro. In the parking lot.
Right there in the parking lot, man. Hey,
down,
man, at Walmart, there's some assholes at Walmart, man.
Dude, come on, man.
Telling you right now.
Dude, they should make, and some people, man, they had this one family I know, they used to tie a couple carts together. When they bring the carts in, they'll push them all in. Well, this family, they would they would tie a couple carts in the front where it wouldn't come all the way back, and they would just push like a train and just load them all up, dude. Have 5 or 6 kids hanging off, kid between the tits. One of them ladies got just one warm ass kid just fucking sitting right there. Some real premature. I don't even think that kid. I think he was real premature. He should still be on the inside, but he's on the outside. She's got him just baking right between them fucking front breads, man. We got a question that came in right here. We didn't get to it. Let's go.
Hey guys, this is Grace from Minnesota, and my question for you is, what's the best compliment that you've ever received, and who was it from? And my second question is, do you still have your underwear from the Ultimate Fighter gang?
Damn.
Man, I had to think about this one because there is a compliment that I just can't remember it. But I remember getting that compliment and thinking that might be the greatest thing somebody's ever said to me. Just can't remember what the shit was, man. Been hit to me damn times. It was
But could you have remembered before you were hit, I wonder? That's what I'm wondering, man.
Oh, okay. Hey, here it is. Here
All
it is. It was somebody in the gym. And this is the best thing that I can think of right off the bat. Somebody came up to the gym after my fight, and they said, they were all pumped up. They're like, we doing twisters tonight? Because I teach a jiu-jitsu class. I said, hell yeah, we're doing twisters tonight. It was right after I got that twister. And so everybody's one. Because if you show a twister, but you've never done one in a competition, everybody says, oh, this is some bullshit. What kind of bullshit is this? And I know it works because I do it all the time. But after my fight, now other people can say, okay, it really does work. This kid's not on some crazy shit.
Yeah, we'll learn the twister from him.
And so this woman, she come up to me and she said, I really like your coaching. She said, you were born to do this.
Wow.
Yeah.
Even as a coach, huh? Mm-hmm. That's really interesting.
She was talking about my coaching.
That's a compliment, huh?
Yeah, that's probably one of the greatest compliments somebody ever told me.
And why?
That's more than just saying you're a good coach.
Yeah.
That's
what made you feel good about it?
Just on the inside, man. Just made me feel like I have a purpose, you know?
Yeah.
And I mean, that's the ultimate goal, I guess, of a coach is to make, feel like you have a purpose, like you're helping these people.
Yeah.
But
is it important for you to help other people?
Hell yeah, dude. I want to train some ninjas, man.
Hell yeah.
If somebody fucks with one of my ninjas in the Walmart parking lot, man, I want them twisting them up in a pretzel. You know what I'm saying?
Bro. Hey, Aunt Annie's, bro. You're going to open up a new Aunt Annie's.
That's what I'm saying, man. And I take it super serious. Trying to coach the technique just down to the little nitty gritty details. Don't like your hands this way, do it this way, or vice versa. I forgot where I was going with that. But yeah, I take it serious. I really want to do the best that I can.
Being a coach, yeah. It's nice, man. It's nice to have appreciation for what you do. I wonder sometimes if I would ever teach comedy. I don't think I would. I think it's such an individual type of thing where it's just your own personality and stuff. I don't think there's anything. People always ask me, like, how do I get into comedy? I get, a lot of people that send that in, and I'm grateful for people asking me. But it's really just, with that, it's just practice. There's not really a technique you can learn from anyone else, So in that sense, I can't relate to some of that. But what did you say? A great compliment? Somebody told me one time, this girl said, what I like about your comedy is for smart people and dumb people. That's what she said.
Yeah.
And that made me feel pretty good, I think.
Hell yeah.
Because I never knew which one I was anyway. So I think it made me feel pretty good. We got
a mix of both.
Yeah. A mix of both. And that's okay. Yeah. Dude, where I grew up, man, it was embarrassing to be smart if you were smart.
Yeah.
You ever remember anything like that? Like if somebody was fucking smart, dude? Look at this motherfucker.
I mean, they definitely stand out. I wouldn't say we made fun of them, but, be like, that's a smart dude.
Yeah, that's a fucking smart dude, bro. Like, I remember, some people did not want anything to do with fucking the alphabet or fucking ideas, bro. I remember trying to tell this one kid what an idea was. I'm like, dude, it's like when something comes into your head that you don't really know. And he's like, what the fuck are you talking about, man? I said, an idea, bro. He goes, oh, man, you missed me with all of that shit. I said, fuck, you never had an idea?
But she's asking about those boxers, too. And about them boxers, I have at least like 10 packs of them left.
Yeah, because that was the main prize. That was the main thing you took, huh?
Yeah, on the show they let you request stuff, and so that's all I requested was boxers, and so I got 10 packs of boxers. I'm gonna have boxers from that show for the next probably 10 years at least.
Amen, man. We're gonna keep you. We're gonna make you keep your word on that, dude.
And if she was talking about the bloody ones, I don't know if she was talking about the blood because that's the one that I ripped my nuts up in. And the boxers are fine; they just have blood all over them. But we were gonna frame them. Put them in a frame and, just tell people a story.
Oh, I thought you meant use them in a crime. I'm like, damn, what kind of crime?
Well, we was
We're going to fucking lay them by a murder? You know what I'm saying? I didn't know what you meant.
Well, but yeah, it started smelling so bad.
Oh,
They
yeah.
started smelling just this god-awful, just blood and semen smell. So it's like, fuck that, man. We just power washed them and now I wear them.
Oh, hell yeah, bro. Do you really?
Hell yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful.
It's a good
dude.
pair. I mean, they didn't get ripped. I mean, that's solid material.
Yeah, that's pressure washing, dude.
Yeah.
That's fucking. Dude, you ever get one of those pressure washers at home? The ones you use at home? Those things are fucking nice.
Yeah,
huh?
they're strong as shit.
Dude, some of them are real strong. If you get the industrial one, the one that have like the gas powered, dude, that thing almost cut your skin open. Sometimes.
They cut like machines that cut through metal. That's maybe they use lasers on some of them, but a lot of them just use water
Yeah,
to cut through metal.
it's crazy, huh?
Yeah, I mean, you could really, some of them use, I've heard of them using sand or something. Sand, there's lasers, but water will cut right through metal if it comes out with enough pressure.
It's wild, huh? Mm-hmm. Dude, lasers are wild, bro. I remember when I was growing up, dude, you tell people, what is the thing? Oh, lasers, bro. If you wanted fucking to sell something to somebody, they'd be like, dude, you want to buy this hat? They'd be like, nah, I don't want it. They'd be like, dog, it's got lasers on it. They'd be like, all right, I'll take it, dude. Fucking rural people love lasers, man.
I think that as far as secret weapons go and shit, I definitely think the government's got some badass lasers.
Oh, yeah.
I think we could melt some motherfuckers if we wanted to. That's one thing I do believe in is secret weapons as far as they go. I think we got some type of ghetto invisibility type thing.
Yeah, and I think it's boot. Then I will say the invisibility, I bet, is fucking bootleg. Like you can
Just
still
kinda
see
ghetto.
people's shoes.
Yeah,
like you can
yeah.
still see their shoes, or you can still like hear their keys jingling.
But
You're
it's
like,
good enough where
it's
you
good
know.
enough, yeah.
Yeah, I think we got invisibility. It just is kind of shaky right
Yeah,
now.
it's kind
but
of shaky.
We definitely
like every
got
now
some
and then you
legs.
kind of show up for half a second.
Yeah.
You're like, fuck.
Yeah. But fucking, I guarantee you, we got some lasers that could melt a motherfucker. Guarantee you.
I believe that, man. They have a laser where you look at the stuff that can hear through walls. You know that, so they could put a laser on your house and hear what you're saying. That's crazy, man. Let's see what kind of secret weapons they got, Nick. Can you Google secret weapons for people?
If they come up on Google, I think that's a failure of a secret weapon. But
That's a good point, dude. Dude, they used to have, they have a museum in Philadelphia where you can go and they have all the spy stuff that they ever use for spies. Like they have like a little camera that like a bird would wear and he'll fly out and see stuff.
Is that in D.C. or You said Philadelphia?
This is Philadelphia. They may have it in D.C. too.
How close is Philadelphia to D.C.?
I think it's probably about a 3-hour drive.
Okay, never mind. Well, my buddy, he was telling me, because when I was up in D.C., he's into all shit like that. He said, man, you got to go to the Spy Museum.
Oh, wow, yeah.
So either they have one in D.C. or he was mistaken about the one in Philadelphia.
It could be, some of them travel to different spots, I think.
Could
Like
be
they'll
like
do
that.
a couple months here. Because it was not a whole museum. I will say this, it was just an exhibit at a museum. 10 alleged secret weapons.
right there, number 10.
Laser. Look, that's the first one on the list. I
Fucking
can tell you right
shit.
now. That's what I said. That's number one on the list. Everybody knows when you start going down that list, it's going to get more top secret.
Yeah.
We're talking about some butt bombs, man. You know, some dirty, dirty shit.
Dude, I'm talking fucking lasers,
Acoustic devices.
bro. That's it. That's long range
That ain't
acoustic.
gonna work on me, man. Look at these ears. Yeah, it's gonna block out 90%.
Oh, damn, yeah, bro.
This shit ain't gonna
That's
work
just
on
almost
me.
wood on the edges, dude. You got that wood grain exterior,
That's what I'm
boy.
saying, man. That acoustic shit ain't gonna work on me, buddy. Now, harp. Do you know about that harp stuff? They're supposed to control the weather with it. I believe it. I believe they are controlling the weather and shit with it.
Man, I wouldn't be shocked, dude.
I don't know about all this Thor stuff. I don't know what that is.
What is this? Flying aircraft carriers? The United States began exploring the tactical potential of airborne aircraft carriers.
That'd be sick. You got planes flying out of a plane. That'd be dope.
Yeah. The future, bro. Subliminal messaging, bro.
That's
Go back to that,
That's
dude.
been going on. That's been going on.
Subliminal messages used extensively in advertising. Dude, that shit happens all the time.
Yeah, that's not even no secret. That's a thing. They're definitely.
Oh, I'll be thinking about like some chicks or something, dude. I'll walk outside, 3 chicks will walk by, and I'll be like, "What the fuck, dude?" I was just thinking about chicks. That's crazy, man. Any other questions, Nick?
I just had one. So you signed with the UFC. You had fights left when you signed. Did they like re-sign you? Did you think about like waiting it out and like? Because like PFL, they got their tournament for $1 million. Rory McDonald just signed with them. Did you ever think of that as a thing? Because you could beat Lance Palmer.
Yeah. Man, that PFL. Man, I was signed to WSOF when they went bankrupt and turned into PFL.
Yeah.
So, and I'm not here to put nobody on blast. Everything was fine and worked out, but my World Series of Fighting contract was going terrible, man. They didn't find me the number of fights that they said that they would, and they would only, like Bellator offered me before I signed UFC. Bellator offered, and WSOF wouldn't let me fight for Bellator. So it's like I missed a Bellator opportunity, and them fuckers wouldn't find me a fight. They signed a contract saying they would find me 4 fights in 2 years. 2 years went by, I only had 1 fight with them, and I was begging them for fights, like give me one, and they just kept putting me on the back burner, like I'm fucking, fuck you. We got other people fighting, other bigger people to worry about. So it just pissed me off. Well, 2 years goes by, that shit.
Damn, it's a long time.
And well, something wasn't going on right with that company because they went under. That was WSOF. They went under, bankrupt. Whole
World Series of Fighting.
Yes, WSOF. Yep.
Damn.
And
yeah, it sounded like it would go under.
Yeah, and,
almost.
And they went under. Well, dude calls me and starts begging me, "Hey, sign over to and this is after being in a contract bad for 2 years, begging him for fights. I'm never calling you, contacting you."
Mm-hmm.
And he calls me one day and says, "Hey, man, you want to be a millionaire?" I'm like, "What's up?" Like,
that's a good response.
Like what's going on? He says, "Well, we're doing a new tournament, and if you just sign this new contract, you can be a millionaire." And that's what he says word for word. And I'm thinking, no, fuck this. I'm out. Because once the company goes under, my contract's void. Mm-hmm. And he's sitting there telling me, "You could be a millionaire this time next year. You could be a millionaire." And sure enough, PFL is doing great.
I don't know where they're getting their money from, though.
I don't either. I think they're going to go bankrupt too. But as far as right now, he was right.
Right.
He was right. He wasn't lying. But during that period of time, I'd already had it was not going.
Yeah, you'd had
well.
a bad experience with him.
And so he just calls me up one day after not calling me for months, not answering my texts and shit, and then he says, "Do you want to be a millionaire?"
Yeah.
And I'm just thinking, all right, it's some get rich quick.
That's
bullshit.
like Ed Sullivan or something. Like that's like somebody bringing that big check to your house on that commercial, Reader's Digest or some kind of shit.
And so I instantly got out of that contract, and then I went to the Ultimate Fighter. And then I signed a 6-fight. To go on the Ultimate Fighter, you had to sign a 6-fight deal. And so I was 3 fights through it. And that's when you, I guess, typically renegotiate is after about 3 fights or halfway. And so that's what I've done. And they offered me almost double, and so I took it, and I'm happy with it, know, because even if you win that, the UFC has more exposure. Mm-hmm. It has the most exposure out of all the even if I would have won that $1 million, it's not as everybody knows it's not the same as the UFC. The UFC is the best of the best. Lance Palmer's not the best 145er. He might be the richest now, but
Do you feel good about the choices that you've made so far? I mean, it seemed like you wait a while to take a fight. It's like, are you more anxious now to speed that up, or you just still kind of, do you still kind of set in kind of your planning and stuff?
I get like those premonitions about when I should fight next, and whenever I get that feeling, that's when but I get this feeling like, okay, it's time now. And just for whatever, I just make up my mind, and this is what I want to do it. And but I just feel like after that last fight, they're trying so hard to fucking push me. They're like, and look what they done to. And I am ready. I'm telling you right now, I could fight any given fucking day on that for that 145 title, and I have the ability to win. I don't just want to win. I want to dominate. Mm-hmm. I want to be at the best of my ability. I want to do things correctly, progress, and be the best that I can be when I get there. But if they offered to fight to me tomorrow, the title fight, I'd take it. But what they're trying to do is rush me into some fight like they was trying to get me to fight in February real quick, you know. And
Seems a little quick.
it's just a little quick, man, because the weight cut's hard on you. You know, you lose 20 pounds in 2 days and your stomach's fucked up. You're not, you know, it's just like, just give me a... And here's another thing about training for a specific opponent. Like, if you're fighting somebody in 2 or 3 months, you do not develop the same as you do when you're not focused on somebody. When you're focused on somebody, yes, you're developing, but you're more worried about continuously doing a couple things, because you know those.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, of course.
Like when I'm fighting Matt Sales, I'm not going working my karate.
Right.
You know, I'm really not. I'm not.
You can't train the same because you're training for that opponent.
For that motherfucker. And yes, you get very good at doing what you're doing, but it gets repetitious.
Yeah.
It gets repetitious. It gets boring. And it's by the time the fight gets there, you're just so fucking ready to fight the dude. You know what you want to do. You've been practicing it for months. And it's like it kind of and the fight is fun and everything, but just the training is fun too. And I like going into training knowing I can work whatever I want to work. And that's how I believe that I develop myself. That's how I work on my weird shit. You know, that's how I get good at twisters. That's how I get good at things that I do that a lot of other people don't. It's because I'm relaxed in the gym. I'm having fun. I'm trying to challenge myself. If I know I'm fighting Matt Sales, I'm not going out and fucking, you know, doing things to develop myself further. I'm more just like focusing on a few things. Like I need to do this, this, and this, and that's going to win me this fight, get my family this fucking money, and that's what I have to do. Anything else I consider like fucking around, you know?
Amen.
It's like you doing a big show, but then also go and work out at a club, and you can just kind of do your thing. You go do a show, you're like, I want to give them the best. You always talk about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can practice on your own.
Same concept.
Yeah, it really is, man. It's funny. I thought about that. It was like sometimes I have to, if I know I'm trained, like just doing a tour or something, you have to keep doing a lot of the same material, and it'll evolve some.
Yeah.
But at a certain point, it does. Some of the repetition gets to be a lot. Whereas it's nice when you don't have to have taping a comedy special or something or a certain tour. And then you can just be free.
Yeah.
And your brain's free to think,
your
too.
Your brain is free.
Your brain is free. There's nothing,
That's why that's why I'm in love with it, is because of just having the fun in the gym. It's like a reset for me. If I, you know, no matter what's going on, I go in the gym and I have some fun. It's like it releases these chemicals, you know, you feel all good, relax, your buddies are there. And that's why I love to do it, you know.
Amen, man. The money, some of the money that you made, what are you guys doing with it?
I invested in. I got 2 LLCs, so I got got a little bit of rent houses going. Just trying to do, you know, and they won't pay themselves off for another 10 to 15 years, but that's for when I'm retired, you know.
Yeah.
So one day, hopefully, them rent houses will pay themselves off. One of my teachers, he's a financial advisor. I'm probably gonna, you know, give him some money, put in some stocks. Just because it's like a passive form of income. I don't have to monitor it. You know, I pay him a fee and he fucking does all of it. So I'm going to do a little bit of that. And so those are some of my investments. And then I'm just going to build a little place, like a metal house, like a pole barn. I'm building one at my place. And then that's going to be able to store.
For what, like a cook shed or something? No.
For the kids to stay in and for all the farming equipment. And a training facility. I'm putting a small gym at my place, so like I won't be able to do like everything that you do at a regular gym, and you know what I'm saying. But if I just want to have 1 or 2 buddies over or 3 buddies over, we could train right there in my garage.
Oh, that'd be nice.
And so I'll be training at my own place 3, 4, or 5 times a week now. Nice. You know, so just extra training. I'll have all that, and once that metal building gets built, I'm gonna be a farmer. Because I've got my equipment, I could store things. Right now, if I got a bunch of corn, I wouldn't fucking have anywhere to put it, dude.
Yeah.
I'd fill up my trailer with corn.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, be sleeping on it.
I'd make a joke about that, but it'd be corny.
Dude, one of my favorite things was whenever one of these cameras beeped, Nick.
It was this one.
Oh, it was? Okay, cool. One of my favorite things was sometime whenever we would run the combine through like through the fields, you know, and going and jumping in all that corn when it was filled up in there, man. It was fucking awesome. Emptying out into these big, like, just like, basically, I guess they're like, what is like a thing you put on the back of a 18-wheeler or something, you know, and it's the top's open and we just get in there and fucking just sit in there and all that corn. And it smells like bread. It smells like fresh baked bread. when you get in there. And your lady, everything good with the lady?
Everything's good to go, brother.
That's awesome, man. And she has a couple of children, right?
Yeah, she's got 2 kids. Everything couldn't be any better. And yeah, it's going good.
Nice, man. Cool, man. Well, we just want to thank you for coming on. Anything else you have?
That's it for me.
Yeah. Thank you so much,
Thank
Bryce
you,
Mitchell,
brother.
man. Best of luck
Thank
to
you
you.
very much,
and
my
we'll
brother.
be cheering you on,
Thank
brother.
so much,
yeah.
man. I got to take a piss like
Do you?
crazy.
Yeah, dude, piss wherever you want, dude. You're Bryce Mitchell.
Now I'm just floating on the breeze, and I feel I'm falling like these leaves. I must be cornerstone. Oh, but when I reach that ground, I'll share this peace of mind I found. I can feel it in my bones, but it's gonna take a little time for me to set that parking brake and let myself unwind. Shine.